Write by You is a web tool,
an online tool created by young people for young people,
which is designed for young people in mind to have that kind of informed lens of where to go, what to do when a friend is kind of presenting some signs where you're a bit worried about them maybe.
If you think they're going through something right now and you don't know what to do, but even if you yourself are going through something and you're just unsure about who you can talk to, really what you're going through, it's a really useful website that collates a lot of the information from the internet into one secure place where you know it's reliable.
And just about kind of giving people a quick access to quick information and direct information, knowing what they can do in the moment.
So here in WA, suicide is the leading death around young people. And the first point of call for young people is generally their friends. So we hope to provide you with the resources you need to give your friend the correct support.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the big day. It's closed qualifiers here in Perth. And Morgie, I came into this. I wanted to be calm, wanted to be relaxed. I wanted this to be a chill Sunday. And then I opened with the most generic esports. Hi, everybody. And I don't even know how I managed that.
No, it's what you're used to, Formal. We got to expect the hype from you.
No, that's not even hype. That's just cringe. But fortunately, we're going to have some good Rocket League today to kind of brush that one off. Yes, it is the closed qualifiers. 6 teams still competing. 4 of them will be going through to the LAN happening next weekend. So if you haven't already, tickets in the link down below right now. Get keen for it. A live event. First LAN, I think, for Rocket League to start off the 2024 year happening in Perth. I am so jealous I'm not there.
I know, Formal. I'm so jealous as well. I was looking at tickets and I thought, surely we've got to book some flights to go see this. But I think that this will be a really good event. And I think anybody attending, if you haven't bought tickets yet, what are you doing? Go buy your tickets. This is going to be huge.
Well, I tried to get tickets. I tried to get tickets last night, but they wound up going to Bundaberg instead. So if you know what to do in Bundaberg, by the way, hit me up because I'm going to be stuck there for a little while. But yeah, let's take a look at how we even got to today. A quick glance back at what happened yesterday, I should say. And you can see a couple of interesting upsets. Inyanet being the surprise team up at the top right there. 2 quick 2-0s. The big one over the Shadow Wizard Money Gang before getting through Loyal Gaming. This low-seeded team, they look fun to watch.
Yeah, they played really, really super consistently yesterday. I think they were really, yeah, of course, they were really exciting to watch. Definitely an upset there against Shadow Wizard Money Gang. I think that, you know, they could go into today, fairly strong. I'm keen to see how they perform.
Yeah, I think they're going to be a fun one to watch. I think another team that was kind of worth taking a little look at was the Godalions. I don't know. They told me how to pronounce their name. I already butchered it. We'll get it right when we get into that first matchup. But what we have today, well, I'm going to have to learn how to pronounce it soon. It is going to be in our first match, of course. We're going to try that one again. The Godalions. They're going to be going up first against RREBIF or RREBIF. If you can figure out who that's a nod to, well, then you know your Supersonic Cup lore. It's going to be a lot of fun, though, that upper bracket.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, looking at the teams yesterday as I was watching the stream, I figured, you know, RREBIF, sorry, my bad, or RREBIF. These guys are a really strong team. They could potentially be maybe a top 10, top 12 team overall. So it's going to be really tricky for Godalions here. The one thing that I did notice yesterday, though, due to it was a DQ, I think, the Godalions only played one series. And it was an interesting series, going 8-0 in game 1 and then having a closer game 2 against Calculated. It's going to be hard to judge them today.
It will be. Now, it should be worth noted as well, we are going to be covering the 4 qualifying matches. So those 2 matches in the lower bracket that were there will be happening off stream. We're just going to be doing the win and in matches today. And speaking of which, well, we're moments away from having our first one. Also, no more best of 3s. We will just be going into the best of 5. So RREBIF versus the Godalions will be our first matchup. I'm going to pronounce that differently, by the way, all day. This is what happens when you try to correct my pronunciations. You make things worse. I want it to be known, AJ. I apologize for that. It's just how we roll. Early predictions, though. Look, you got to be honest. RREBIF, I mean, you said it before. Like, they could be a I would say top 16 team OCE. It depends a lot on Rothy, how far they go. I want to see what kind of form Rothy's in. I mean, a long vet of the scene. Been competing in events since 2017, and everyone knows once you've been competing 3+ years, everyone questions when you're going to retire. So we'll see how they perform. I mean, Matro, their teammates, only been playing since 2020, and I think he's retired and come back twice.
Typical OC, isn't it? But then again, you've got the third being Matthew as well, recently nominated for, I always forget the name of the award. He didn't win it, but best
it's like
Rising
Rising Star. I just consider them
Star.
Rookie of the Year, like was a nominee there. But yeah, like Matthew's been insane to watch, and a more defensive focused player, like not really the flashiest in your face type, very much a team player, but a really strong one. And whenever I see like that style player find success, find hype, like, you know, they're pretty strong. So we'll be keen to see how they go in this one. Speaking of retirements and unretirements, I don't know how much you've been following the Twitter side of things, but there's already been a couple players who are making unretirement announcement dates on Twitter.
Unretirement announcement date, like a specific date that they're going to return?
Yeah.
Who are we talking about?
Lunar.
Luna. I did see this.
Yes. Yeah, Lunar's like,
Luna's been in and out.
I think, is Lunar, who in OCE has retired the most and unretired?
Oh,
like, actually.
God, that's tricky. There's going to be a long list. We're going to be here all day going through this massive scroll of players who have gone and come back.
I kind of feel like, I don't know if just Matro's just been bouncing around teams, but I feel like he might be up there. Tango is a name I would kind of look at. Pretty much everybody on that Attack of the Invisible Ninjas team is what I would look at. Either way, we are underway. RREBIF in blue, Godalions in orange, and it is a best of 5, so we do get to see these teams settle down a little bit, but already Matro looking for double touches. Matthew's already underneath, and that's going to be the first goal.
Yeah, kind of what we were expecting here out of the gates. RREBIF just immediately putting on offensive pressure. There's not too much the Godalions can do about that one.
And I mean, I think you can already kind of see the difference from the games yesterday and what we're kind of going to be expecting from RREBIF just from the start right there alone. Yesterday, stopping that first touch off that backboard, the touch on AJ, I believe it was made, would be enough to kind of dissuade teams. But the expectations for a team like RREBIF, it's not just that first touch. It's going to be the second read, the third read, because all of them are going to know what to do in every single situation. And if the defense slips up in even one of those challenges, expect shots on target.
Of course, these are experienced players, they're mechy players. I think the level of competition, obviously we had 16 teams yesterday, bringing that down to a top 8, there is definitely a bit of a skill difference, I guess. Some of the teams yesterday were lower level, but now you're bringing up the big guns and these guys know what they're doing.
Look, I will have you know, okay, that going back to yesterday, the name will come back to me, but I stand that squad. Was it? Well, first of all, that's a sick goal from Matthew, but secondly, Susman gang, okay? They're in their warm-up arc.
I think you could be right. Give it a bit more time. Like, it's some time to ease the nerves, play a few more tourneys, get a bit of mech training in. I think they could go somewhere with it.
Yeah, let's see. But and then one day you'll be hitting double touches like what Matthew just did. That was, yeah. Like, here's the thing too, and this is what kind of like scares me. Is EXO nearly gets a dribble over the top. AJ there on the other side, and will be cleared around. Like, as I said, Matthew, when I think of Matthew's playstyle, I never really see him as, you know, that mech player leading the charge. Yet he's the one hitting the first double. Yet he's the one who, in a game, in like situation like today, we actually might be seeing a little bit more of that Matthew mech. So I'm excited to watch what these guys can do in that regards as well.
Yeah, I think that gives him a huge opportunity here. Obviously, the LAN event, the finals being in Perth, means that a lot of players in the region obviously weren't able to sign up if they couldn't make it into state. So I think Matthew now not playing with his usual overly mechanical teammates does give him the opportunity to kind of play that playstyle a little bit more today.
Let's see what Roth can do. The veteran, nice dribble pass, one reset to end it, not quite. Matthew makes the save, but Matthew will put it through.
That was very nice by Rothy. Again, just that experience, being able to air dribble like that through the air, get it past 1, 2, 3 players, that's huge.
So, I only want to give him a half point for that. I mean, Matro did bring it in, but Roth was looking for that reset. Rothy wanted the reset finish on that. Didn't quite pull it off. I don't know. I feel like you got to call your shot sometimes, and if you don't hit it, it doesn't count. No,
that's fair enough. That's fair enough. You're not wrong. Now, hopefully, I just feel like I'm going to say the name wrong all the time now. RREBIF are they're putting the pressure on. There really isn't too much that the Godalions can do right now. I didn't think it was going to be this high of a goal difference straight off the bat. Hoping they can rein it in a little bit.
I mean, look, you can't always just call them by their old name of, you know, we got to meet Fiber and maybe get rid of the first 3 parts. But we'll see how it plays out. Matthew, who had an open-looking net, went for a dunk instead. As Matro will have a chance to play it off the wall. EXO looking for bumps, winds up hitting the ball. I think that may have actually been an accidental touch, but it doesn't work out a little bit in the orange side's favor, at least momentarily. Matro still keeping the pitch. Small pass down to Matthew. Easy shot saved by Jackie.
You know, this Godalions team, they did perform fairly well yesterday, and going into the stream yesterday, the player I had my eye on from that roster was actually Jakaya. I have played some ODL with and against him, same with Six-Mans, and he's a really mechanical player. And he had some really good shots yesterday, and I think we can expect those out of him today if he's actually given the opportunity. But at the moment, it just seems like RREBIF are just, you know, they're just drowning these guys right now.
I mean, it's interesting to me because Jaka has kind of frequently been in that third man role, it almost feels like, with EXO. At least yesterday was the big one leading the charge. AJ's going to have a chance here, though. Gets the demo on Matthew, all well and good, but Matro just too quick underneath. Is going to slow it down, just for the flick, just for the reset. Gets past AJ, but Jakaya was able to rotate back around and make the save.
That just goes to show they are kind of playing with their food a little bit right now. I mean, if they've got the skills to show them off, go on, flaunt it.
Yeah, well, again, like, you know, Rothy missed the reset finish before. There was one too many defenders for Matro right there. These guys, you know, they want to play with their food. Passing plays, though, always work, and that's going to make it 4-0.
That's something you can't read too much. You can be the mechiest player in the world, but if you play well with both of your teammates and you can execute a passing play like that, there's nothing the defenders can do to read it.
It looked like on the replay, and I could be wrong, but it almost looked like AJ got in EXO's way. Tried to make the save right there, and EXO had to try and free jump that as a result. A little bit awkward still. Matro ball shot down. Roth off the backboard will put it in. It's a 5-0 game.
Yeah, defense is definitely scrambled. I think you get to this point in the game, I hate to say it, I hope the players aren't doing this, but I think you tend to want to give up when you're 5-0 down with 40 seconds left. So we can definitely see that in the defense right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, get the mental ready for game number 2. I can understand some facet of it, but that said, we'll see how it continues to play out. There's a reason why RREBIF is kind of like the team to look out for in this event, RREBIF, just because, again, the names on this team, the reputation that precedes them, they are the favorites. They are the #1 seed for a reason. We're kind of seeing it why here in game number 1. A collapse can always happen, but being completely sort of transparent, normally you'd expect collapses, you know, at that live LAN event more so than in the online comfort of your home.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I think we are just about to end game 1 here. Unfortunately, nothing the Godalions can do right now. The ball will touch down and we will end this game 5-0.
Looked like EXO had a chance. Had a little peek. But yeah,
Game
game 1, going to go to RREBIF. MVP on that one's going to be Matthew. I think well-deserved just for the double touch alone. The only person who actually hit their Meki shot in the way how they wanted to out of the 3. So going into game number 2 right now. Hopefully, you know, the Godalions will be able to come back in this. I want to see a goal from them, if nothing else. But 2 shots to, what is that, 14?
Yeah. Yeah, a goal would be nice. What, no faith in a game? No game being taken away? No, straight sweep?
It's baby steps. If they get a goal in game 2, then we can start talking game 3, right? Like, you gotta walk before you can crawl. Oh, wait, no, crawl before you can walk, that one. Yeah.
Got to build up the confidence a little bit, especially going up against a team like this. You've got to go into it with the mental that, you know, we can take these guys. Of course we're going to win. Because if you lose that mental, you go on.
Well, here it is. That's the chance. AJ puts it through off the kickoff. Now let's start talking about how this orange team can win games.
And here we see the confidence. What a great challenge by AJ there. Just threw Rocky off guard. Just unable to make it back in time for the save.
AJ, so again, it is a little bit censored on the stream from what everyone else says, but they're rocking that Fizz 6 logo right now. Are they part of like the Fizz 6 management team as well? Or are they like, not too sure on that?
I'm not 100% sure actually. But speaking of AJ, I guess another strong player, another good performance yesterday. AJ came in clutch in the second game against Calculated yesterday. I think we saw a little bit of a challenge. Like I said earlier, the first game the Godalions had against Calculated, that was hard. The second game was very close, and I think AJ really came in when he was needed at the end. Takes a little bit of time to warm up maybe, but hopefully can make a huge difference in this game.
Hopefully they will see it as I'm just having I was doing some research as Matthew was just bodying all of the defense as per usual. But yeah, he's just one of the moderators. He's a moderator, which is a viable member, as we all thank our moderators at every moment. I actually think AJ is probably a higher role than that. But either way, Jack A. Are you going to pass it down? Fizz 6? I'm actually excited to see what Fizz 6 is going to be doing this year as an org. I'm a little bit surprised they don't have a team for this event because they do like their smaller events. Pass down to Matro. That's going to be in and good.
I think you're right. It'll be really good to see what they're going to do. I think they're definitely a very dedicated org. I think they want to make a huge difference in the scene, and I can't wait to see what they're going to bring out.
Well, I mean, again, Matthew was, I believe, playing for them very recently, back during the Gauntlet runs. And so, can you almost call this, you know, you have AJ still part of Fizz 6 org in the capacity, Matthew next player. Does that turn this into a grudge match now?
I think it could. I think that those would definitely come in. I think they've definitely, or they would have worked together a fair bit. They would have known each other. Now it's the mod coming back in for revenge against one of the ex-players. You got to show him where his position is.
Oh, we're gonna see that pass shot. No, Matro puts it wide. An uncharacteristic miss coming from Matro. A little bit surprising to see that. AJ is still gonna get that touch up towards the backboard as Matthew will pop it up for Matro. Better shot from midfield. That one also wide. It's the second touch that's dangerous. Doesn't go in, but so much attacking pressure and all of it coming from the middle of the field.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we're seeing a little bit of overcommitment from both sides here, leaving one man back in defense, having a really, really, big push with first man and second man right now. it can result in some double commits. So I'm hoping, you know, neither team kind of loses their head, kind of have to keep the ball close. Because we are seeing a lot of shooting opportunities here.
Metro just is refusing to do anything simply right now. Like, it feels like, yeah, I could take a shot on the net, could try to force the defense to put it in a bad position, or I'm going to go for the crazy angle, try to get the waterfall down, or try to use the post to get this intense pass. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm liking what Matro is doing, and you're really kind of showing off, you know, what they could potentially be capable of. Big miss from Rothy, Matthew saves, not good enough. AJ will tie.
Oh, that save was looking very close right there. Great positioning though from AJ. Clearly, obviously, probably you'd have faith in Chikayat actually to hit that double, but AJ making sure he was there for the cleanup was really good.
You should have faith in Rothy to make that save off the backboard. Like
an unfortunate whiff.
Yeah, it happens, and Matthew was nearly there. Kind of put that one through as. Let's see what Rothy can bring now out of the corner versus EXO, who will get the first touch, slows it down. Matro gets over the top. Matthew already underneath, has Roth on the corner. Oh, doesn't go for a centering pass. Instead, try to kind of go for a fake. AJ is able to collect it. Nice flick over one. Now looking to dribble it past a second off the backboard. Jakaya was there, but Matro reads the backboard and pushes it to safety.
Yeah, Matro doesn't miss those off the backboard, that's for sure, especially after we have seen a few whiffs like that. That if he had missed that, that would have been game over. We would have had a Godalions lead in this series.
Yeah, I would have been. Hey, you know what? That would have been exciting. I'm here for it, and I'm actually here for the Godalions turning it back around in this second game. They have been a lot more competitive. There's been a little bit of mistakes on both sides, but I do worry that at any given moment you could see the goal. It's a miss from Matro again. And that net was there for the taking. Now Matthew with space to work in the corner. Chikaya gets underneath. AJ should get there first. Rothy loses out on the challenge. AJ has Chikaya right behind. Might go for the solo play because of the demo. In the end, though, Matthew will push it to safety.
Oh, this is looking dangerous now. Don't leave Matthew in the air with the ball. That's all I'm going to say. Whenever he goes up into the air, you got to insta-challenge him. You got to challenge him early because he knows what to do with the ball in the air. And
no!
What happened there?
Watch
the
Matthew.
Defender?
Watch Matthew. Rotates outside.
Oh. Leaving the net open?
Yeah.
Did he think one of his teammates was back? What happened?
Has to be a miscommunication in a situation like that. That was... Something went wrong. Poor rotation movement. Open net. Easy goal. All of a sudden, the Godalions, they're, less than a minute away from taking this second game.
It's not often that you can see, actually see miscommunication in the game. It's hard to call when comms have gone wrong, but that was clear. That was a massive problem.
Well, here we go. 40 seconds left. No more time to play with their food, you'd have to think, for RREBIF. And they put it together here. Matthew's going to get that first touch through the corner, straight into EXO, who got just enough pepper to clear the field. Now half a minute remaining. And RREBIF, they're going to have to go the distance. That touch could be it, because here comes Matro looking for the double, and they'll put it away. No! It's wide!
Oh my god, we're still getting shots peppered on net. That was super close from Matro. That was very, very close.
You expect Matro to hit those, though. And that's going to be a goal the other way. Chikaya puts this one to a 2-goal difference. 5 seconds remaining. We've got ourselves a series.
I think that's game 2. I don't think there's not 2, unless you get 2 kickoff goals. I mean, it is OCE formal, but I want to say that they should just have game 2 here.
That they should, and this is going to be an interesting one, I think, looking back on it. They are going to go for one last play. Matro shouldn't be able to get underneath it. There were a lot of missed opportunities for the RREBIF side. Or RREBIF side, I should say. They had a lot of shots posting it, a lot of shots that maybe they tried to make a bit more complicated than what they actually did. Whereas you look at that orange side, whenever the opening was there, they took it. They get the game win.
For sure, for sure. And I think well, at least what I kind of read from that is it seems like RREBIF, you may be a little bit overconfident. I went into this series thinking, okay, no offense to the Godalions team, but I thought this was going to be a sweep as well. But if you get too confident, if you think you're too far ahead, there's no way these guys are going to take a game off us. We'll play around with them. We'll, like you said, be more complicated than we need to be with our shots. We're going to lose a game.
But the crazy thing about this one as well, it does put us in a situation where the loser of this game is going to be going against the winner of Loyal Gaming and Shadow Wizard Money Gang, which you would have to kind of put favorites on the Shadow Wizard Money Gang in that one. But Shadow Wizard, like if I were to be seeding these teams, I'd almost have them seeded at number 2. And if the Godalions can pull off this upset now, we could have like the 2 on paper best teams in this event going against each other just to qualify for that LAN. That would absolutely be insane. This is a very important series. It's not one that you want to drop. I'm going to be very curious to see if RREBIF kind of turn things around and look a lot cleaner in our next few games.
Shadow Wizard Money Gang seeded number 2 over Allardice, you reckon?
I kind of would, but hey, you might know more than me on that one.
I mean, I recognize names a little bit. I was thinking, okay, we've got a team that's, you know, fairly, I think, bubble player, unless I'm wrong, unless I'm thinking of other players. But that was the other team I had my eyes on.
Allardice? I mean, they are the actual number 2 seed. But look, it could just be because I'm a fan of C-Mac, or just because they just pop up everywhere. Like, and there could be some caster bias there. All right, if I see familiar names, you know, go that way.
Of course.
Roth is going to get the first goal. No, posting out. I thought that would bounce in.
I think you're definitely right about C-Mac. I've played, again, a lot of six-mans ODL with them. Really, really great player. Really, you can tell, you know, Keen loves the game, wants to play as much as they absolutely can. And same with Crack as well. Crack was the player I had my eyes on from that team yesterday. Crack is very mechanical, but just didn't seem to be showing that off yesterday.
Yeah, they looked a little bit off. I don't know. Something about overtime own goals to lose series kind of makes you question, you know, what kind of form they're in. But that was yesterday's news. Today's news is all about Matro looking to connect with the goal. Maybe Roth from behind. Nope, instead it's just a double commit. I don't even know where. That's going to open the doorway back. EXO is across the middle, has a chance. Matthew does get there for the intercept.
Godalions, or the Godalions, sorry, looking a lot more confident now. They're going up into the air a lot more. They're not giving, I was going to say they're not giving RREBIF too much space, but right now, you know, you got to have someone up to challenges. Got 2 on the backboard. Oh, thank God EXO was there.
Yeah, that was spooky. Good save from EXO. I really find it interesting, though, how much RREBIF is slowing the pace down in front of the net. They're really trying to go into this more mechanical approach, trying to get these late flicks, these late fakes. Not working entirely for them. It's been very patient defense from the Godalions, but we'll see. As Matro, again, it's a delicate touch, this time caught by AJ. I'd like to see this orange side really commit to a quick counterattack and really try to catch the slow pace a little bit off balance that the blue side is trying to establish. We'll see if they'll get that opportunity.
Yeah, hopefully. I think you're right. I think that would definitely give them a good opportunity here if they can, you know, chip the ball over 1 or 2 of the RREBIF players. Then you've got a 3-on-1 challenging the net, and I think that's what they need here.
Matthew with a chance to set something up, but both attackers were a bit too far forward, so another opportunity going awry right now for the RREBIF side. AJ with a chance, can't quite beat out Matthew. EXO staying all the way back, good thing too. Will slow it down to make sure they maintain that possession, but Matthew just waits underneath in the middle of the pitch. It's a light shot. No other members from RREBIF were immediately there. It's just Matthew on the other side of the line, but it does cause 2 attackers to bite on the orange side. Matthew, though, unable to connect on the double.
You know what's interesting is we're seeing a massive. I think the ball has been in the Godalions half for most of this match, but having, I don't know what, I can't. It doesn't seem like there's been too many shots. I'm gonna have a look at that now. Actually,
I mean, there hasn't been any shots for the Godalions so far. They have recorded 0 shots in this 3rd game. It doesn't matter though when the score is 0-0. Sometimes all you need is 1. But yeah, it's 0 shots to 10 with 90 seconds to go. So it has been very RREBIF controlled, but they haven't been able to finish the job just yet. And now an opportunity. Matro has to double touch into the corner. That was a little bit spooky. Now it's a pass back up the other way. Defense is rotating back. Matthew with a chance to put the ball in a dangerous spot. Won't get the second touch. Leaves it for Roth, but the challenge from AJ keeps it safe.
Paul, 10 shots with no goals scored yet. That is a unfortunate shooting percentage. And I think it's really testament to the Godalions' defense right now. Although they are being pushed back into their half a lot, they're not letting that net be too open. And right as I've said that, we get an own goal.
Oh, hey, you know what? The way how I see it, that's now 11 shots and no goals scored. Because the goal comes from the other side, right? EXO puts it in. 1-0 lead.
Ooh,
That's
to
going
be
to be...
fair.
Yeah.
Mm.
No,
You go. Okay. My bad. To be fair though, Matro put that in a beautiful position. If you had a teammate there to score that, own goal or not, that would have been an easy shot.
I had a teammate, just was wearing the wrong colors. But yeah, that was a very nice setup. I feel for the Godalions, and now it's when it rains, it pours. Matthew's going to find that second. 24 seconds left, but with the nature of how this game has been going, it should be a win for the blue side.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've kind of stopped messing around a little bit now. They're like you said, they've slowed the pace a little bit. They're keeping the ball a little bit tighter, whether they're going for mechanical shots or not. They're making sure, it's kind of keeping off right now. They're kind of making sure that the Godalions don't get the ball into their offensive half.
Also, shout out to Maka, like, sees that own goal and immediately gets paranoid that the title of, like, the best own goal of the year has already been taken. Dude, chill. Nothing's beating that goal for a while, all right? You're safe. You're safe. 2 seconds left on the clock. It's going to wind down. It's going to be a win going over to the RREBIF side. One away from qualifying for this LAN. And if they continue to show this form, particularly in the midfield, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree. I think they'd be feeling fairly confident right now, as they should be. Like we said from the start, these are some very, very talented players, so long as they don't let the confidence go to their head, I guess. There are some very experienced players as well. And I think going to a LAN, that can make a huge difference when you're up on stage and facing the nerves.
I am actually curious. We're breaking the fourth wall, all right? I need to talk to our resident stat person behind the scenes, who is also our producer. You are now a stats person as well. I'm pretty sure Matthew played in the last LAN event that Space Jump did as well. Because I'm curious if it would be like Matthew's first or not, but I'm pretty sure it would be his second LAN, because I think he was at the last Space Jump LAN. So, I don't know. I always love first-time LAN events, Morgie. I always love seeing how players cope with it, but even then, I think all of RREBIF have played in the LAN previously.
Yeah, well, it's more the Godalions I'm a little bit worried about, I guess, or the other teams. I'm saying that, you know, RREBIF would have a little bit more experience on the nerve side, on the LAN side of things, compared to, I guess, most of the teams we have up today. Do we know any LAN frequenters amongst the other teams?
Not really. That's what I mean. Well, I mean, I think others who have played in the spring major for Space Jump, I think a few of them have like all the rights. I'm pretty sure did as well. So this is the same roster though that did play in that last major, and I mean, Matro also has played like on a few of the teams even in this event. Like everyone just plays with everybody. They all play in live events. Also, oh yeah, Physics was also at the Melbourne Expo thing where Matthew played there as well. So Matthew has actually played interstate LANs to add to the lore.
Wow, throw that in there.
So we will see how they
and this
play
is the roster that won the last major.
Yes.
Yes.
They did win spring. Because I mean, look at this team. Like they're good. They're good players. They all play well. Matthew going to be looking for Rothy off of the roof, a little bit too far in front, but that's what the second touch is for. Not quite going to be put on target though.
Rothy is absolutely warmed up. That was obviously a little bit more low percentage than if he'd come off the ground trying to read that from the roof. But you know, he's got the talent. He knows what he's doing. He can hit shots like that.
And as we see Matro now looking for that backboard. I also, you know, one last quick nod to the Twitch chat right here. I call out Fizz6 for not having a team in this event, and then all of a sudden the Fizz6 account just shows up in the Twitch chat randomly. So now I'm going to say it again. Where's your team, Fizz6? Where are you guys? Shot coming from EXO is going to make it 1-0.
Oh, just as you've said that, I've opened Twitch chat because I did have it minimized, and I was like, I've got to see this. I'm going to see what's going on in the chat right now. They heard you.
I think Twitch chat's, you know, kind of popping. Slide Jules scouting the competition for Allardice. I mean, you said before. Yeah, I think Slide Jules will be happy to know that Morgie, you did predict them as the #2 team, as opposed to my Shadow Wizard money game pick. Matro now with the dribble won't be able to put it in, so it'll be AJ clearing it out.
I think you've definitely got some real talent on their team, and I'm not trying to jump on the bandwagon, the seeding bandwagon, I guess, calling out teams for how they're seeded, but I think that they've definitely got a lot to show today, and I'm really keen to see them play next.
Let's see what happens. Rothy's shot! Not quite going to hit its mark. It was a lot of power behind it. AJ's going to be the one trying to break this one out. Matthew wants to go corner, can't go too far with it. Easy scoop for EXO, finds AJ. I don't think they're going to be too aggressive to follow it through, though. I don't want to see the Godalions sit on their lead. EXO! Gave me a heart attack there.
Oh, it is looking a bit close here, but I think they do seem to be parking the bus just a little bit. We've seen a couple of opportunities where the ball has gone up the offensive end for the Godalions, but the third is sitting back quite deep right now. Just wanting to make sure they have someone cover net in case Matthew or Matro get a massive boom over their heads. You've got to protect the net.
We'll see. That was a good little pass. Matro's going to make that save. I mean, eventually, I want to see some physicality at the safe turn for RREBIF, because if the if you know this orange side, if they're going to be sitting that far back, I feel like you have to get a little bit physical to get them out of their, hiding hole.
This is true. I think it's only a matter of time before we start seeing the bump. If this does go to game 5, surely we see the bumps come out. Surely we see a few demos to take that third man out of net. Got to get to them somehow.
Yeah, that's what my eyes will be on at this stage, as Roth wants to go across. Still have Matthew screaming up the side. And he'll try to slow it down. Gets past AJ, but needs that second touch. Won't be able to find it. EXO able to find themselves underneath. Roth, the next player forward. Straight into AJ once again. Ball getting jammed in that corner. Matthew actually missed the midfield boost and has it stolen, but they're still going to commit regardless. Can't do too much with it. Defense a little bit sloppy. Matro a little too slow to punish, but is looking for the bumps on AJ. Got them to jump. However, Roth was too slow to take advantage.
RREBIF just seeming like they're forcing the Godalions back into net right now, not giving them too much room to breathe. We've seen a couple of times that we've had, 2 defenders on the backboard where they, probably should only have one. Oh my god, the shots are coming out now.
Yeah, but with that miss, it comes back the other way. Jakaya now needs to rotate back. They went to midfield, maybe a little bit prematurely. Matthews looking for the bump, misses it!
Oh.
Jakaya with nerves of steel calls out the pre-jump and is able to make the save.
I would have been shaking in my boots right there if I came one-on-one against Matthew to try and keep this game alive. But yeah, maybe he's listening to the Twitch chat. He can hear us calling for bumps. Unfortunately, a little bit of a miss there.
Yeah, that was a squeaky, but still Matro with a chance off the roof. Can they get the second? Nearly. Ooh. AJ made the save. Bump from Matthew onto Jakaya. AJ's still there, though, and will push it to the safety of the corner. Just 23 seconds left.
Massive demo and massive bump from Rothy. Unable to get the ball to one of his teammates just then. We've still got 14 seconds. Anything can happen.
Yeah, and Matthews parking it right outside the box. Waits for the clear down the middle and is able to punish. Credit to the Godalions. I mean, they played some very strong defense for the longest amount of time. However, too much pressure comes crashing down. 9 seconds left in regulation.
I love that though. That goes to show that, the power of such a simple shot. There was no mech in that. There was nothing fancy, nothing overly interesting in that. All Matthew had to do was tap it in. And went to save their position in this overtime.
The thing I loved about the defense, though, and even though, yes, they got scored on a bit, we started to see the bump plays come into, effect. We saw them going for it, but there was just too many defenders back there that one bump was never going to do it. They had to make the read of sort of an errant defensive touch in Matthew, right place, right time. Obviously, the game instinct led to it. It was able to make that save. Game instinct also leading to a double commit. I want to say that was a pinch attempt that just went horribly wrong.
Yeah, definitely agreed. We've got Jakaya coming off the wall, unfortunately cleared by Matthew. He's up in the air again, going for a double. Can't quite hit it, and now we've got... Oh, I thought we were going to go right up the other end. Counter attack from AJ, but not quite.
Sacrificing their car to make that touch. If Roth doesn't make that play right there, that game's over. Instead, it could be the other way. AJ from behind will slow it down, but Matthew already in a good position to set up a double. EXO misses, but the shot is high.
Oh my god, it does seem to be Matthew and Jakaya kind of caught in between that shooter defender
big demo!
At the moment.
No!
Wait.
Matthew had the angle off of the demo, but just couldn't make contact with the ball.
Oh, that is so unfortunate.
AJ almost has it there. Macho, though, with space. Outpaces EXO, gets the goal in overtime, and that's going to do it. RREBIF get themselves to the Summer Major LAN.
Yeah, congratulations to that team. I think they were definitely feeling a little bit of pressure, a little bit of sweat there. But what's exciting about this is it goes to show that in a tournament like this, none of the teams are untouchable.
And the Godalions, the Godalions, I should say, they will be going down to that lower bracket. They will be playing the winner of either Shadow Wizard Money Gang or Loyal Gaming to get through. My expectations would be Shadow Wizard gets in, and that, that's a scary match, I feel, for both of those teams, whoever would go through. But, I mean, kind of crazy series. RREBIF still look like the best team, but they look more mortal after that series.
Definitely, and I think the Godalions were definitely, they had a great game, and I think that, whoever they do come against next, I think they're going to be a tough matchup.
I think they definitely will be, and I'll be excited to see how they perform at said LAN. And by the way, if you haven't gotten tickets for it yet, link down below. Get in it, get involved. It's going to be happening next weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. Incredibly jealous of everybody in Perth that they get like the first Rocket League LAN of the year. Wanted that over here. It's not here, so you have to go for me. Also, a big thank you as well to some of the partners of this event, including Allied Gaming and AMD. They're going to be providing all the PCs and peripherals for this live event. A big shout out, thank you for them, making sure that all of our gamers are going to be playing with the best equipment possible. So thank you so much to Allied Gaming and AMD. Similarly as well, they're going to be using the AMD Ryzen processors, those Radeon graphics while they're there. It really is going to be top-notch stuff. The City of Perth as well for supporting the growth of esports in their community. Super cool to see the City of Perth getting involved. Maybe you might have to move back there. I used to live in Perth. You can welcome me back. Also, Niami National, providing mental health and well-being services to help people improve their quality of life. I believe they're going to be having a booth set up at the event as well. So go free to have a chat with them, have a talk. It's what they specialize in. It's what they're all about. And of course, Extron, the audio-visual partner as well. They'll be assisting the Space Jump team, making everything look and sound incredible at that LAN. Tickets down below. It's going to be super sick to have their support here. So thank you to all of those sponsors for this event. But for now, Morgie, we still have 3 more games to go. So I think it might be time for a break. Are we feeling rested
I think
up?
you're right.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Let's rest up. When we come back, though, it is going to be our second game on this one. Allardice Gaming taking on Inyanet. We return.
I'm going hard and taking my chances. I keep it moving, I keep advancing, keeping it gangster. Getting the perks and I'm happy to earn them. Mr. Ambitious, kill it, I'm vicious, Mr. Determined. Riding the storm, but focus on rainbow connections like Kermit. The water on my shoulders, it was a burden. Now I don't notice it, everything turning, everything shifting, doing it different. I'm floating, I'm drifting. Shout out the slums, round the world we uplifted, doing it big. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the skies. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the skies. We about to change the game. Let's go.
Right by You is a web tool
An online tool created by young people for young people.
which is designed for young people in mind to have that kind of informed lens of where to go, what to do when a friend is kind of presenting some signs where you're a bit worried about them maybe.
If you think they're going through something right now and you don't know what to do, but even if you yourself are going through something and you're just unsure about who you can talk to, really what you're going through, it's a really useful website that collates a lot of the information from the internet into one secure place where you know it's reliable.
And just about kind of giving people a quick access to quick information and direct information, knowing what they can do in the moment.
So here in WA, suicide is the leading death around young people. And the first point of call for young people is generally their friends. So we hope to provide you with the resources you need to give your friend the correct support.
Look, welcome back, everybody, and I just want to open our next game with a quick public service announcement. Morgie, I don't know if you've had much experience with this. Shaving is difficult. You have to go under the beard, not above it, as it turns out. Otherwise, you might kind of knock yourself up. But no, we're here. We're back. We're ready to go. Game number 2 about to go down. Allardice versus Inyanet. And, I mean, again, Inyanet, kind of a crazy story with this team because they went as one of the lowest seeded teams, just ran the table yesterday. Nobody could stop them.
Well, I think I think a few of the teams, I think it would have been hard to seed. I think there are a few teams that are a little bit lower skill, and a few teams like we could see with RREBIF that are a bit higher level. So I think it was a difficult seeding, and I think they played really well.
I mean, they really did play well. In my eyes, the big upset was that second match over Shadow Wizard Money Gang, and then by at that stage, we kind of had the idea like, okay, these guys are pretty good. So that victory over Loyal Gaming, a little bit less of a shock, but now we're kind of against the big boys. Now we're going to be running up against Allardice, and Allardice, I mean, these guys have had a lot of success in the past here at Space Jump. Slide Jewels in particular has made it, very far pretty much in every single event. Space Jump has run part of many different teams. So, yes, this is a team perhaps of some unknown players, but this has been so far their chance to prove themselves. They've lived up to it. I'm kind of leaning on the upset here. I think we're going to see Inyanet punch their ticket in.
I think Inyanet, they definitely performed really well yesterday, and I think the key thing they had over a lot of other teams yesterday was consistency. I think they are a strong, consistent team. In saying that, Allardice Gaming, maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm sorry if I am. Slygels, incredible player. The two teammates, Repeats, Chazarad. I know Chazarad as well. I played him, I think, in the past. Really, really great player. And I think this team, I hate to go with the flow of seeding, but I think they've got this.
The real Chazarad, I for the longest time was just reading that as Charizard over and over again, and now I'm saying no, it really isn't, and I'm a little bit disappointed by that. That said, Xavier, I'm not disappointed with this setup shot and goal. First point goes to Allardice.
Yeah, I also read it as Charizard for a long time, and I think this is when I had some interaction with it a while back, and I got corrected on it, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, that's I mean, we all know what the cooler name would have been. Also, I'm noticing the physics tag again on another. Physics have their hands everywhere right now in the bubble scene, I feel like.
They're definitely keeping their eyes on a lot of players right now. I'm keen to see what they'll actually do, who's going to be picked up. But yeah, I think you're right. We are seeing the tag a lot.
Again, if here's the thing, if every single team that qualifies for this LAN, by the way, take us down below, has that physics tag, and physics aren't there at the LAN in any way, shape, or form, I don't know what to tell you. Like, they get a booth or something. Lumens, get in there, all right? Want to see you at it. Lindo right now, though, is going to go for a dunk. Not quite able to finish the shot.
Oh, that was super close. Yeah, definitely, Lumens, you got to at that point. I think you have to. If these players qualify, what are you doing?
Where does Lumens live? He lives, like, I don't want to dox anyone, but he lives in, like, far northern Queensland. That's a quick trip across the country,
easy.
Right?
Easy to Perth. You could walk that. Easy.
Yeah.
If you're committed enough.
Here we go, though. It will be Sly. Awkward touch backwards. Rambo with a chance. Will be looking to try and find Lindo. Not able to get there. Now, you were saying yesterday Rambo was kind of that step-up player for you. I tend to agree. It was Lindo and Rambo, the two of them, went on the attacking side. They looked so strong together.
Rambo was definitely the player I had, I guess I was keeping an eye on at the start of the game, but in saying that, the most I noticed was actually Slip. I think Slip was definitely showing off mechanics yesterday, definitely creating some plays, and I'll be keeping an eye on them today.
Well, if you want to talk about some nice plays and mechanics, Xavier fakes the touch off the roof, turns it to a late reset, and just drops it in. 2-0 lead right now. Allardice looking very strong in our first 2 minutes of play.
Beautiful. In saying that, though, I think the ball has been in the midfield for quite a lot. I definitely think if it wasn't for the goals, this game is looking a lot more back and forth than our first game that we had earlier with RREBIF. So I think, just put on a little bit of pressure. Hopefully they can score a couple of shots here. Inyanet I'm talking about. I think they could potentially bring this back.
Yeah, they could. It's still early days. And Inyanet had their fair set of comebacks, if I remember correctly, against Shadow Wizard in particular yesterday. Obviously 2 because they were best of 3s. But we've seen them come back before. Would like to see them do it again. They were a team that looked a lot more comfortable in the forward third than the back third. And that's exactly where Lindo and Rambo are going to be taking them here. Has Slip underneath in the middle should the ball get there. Oh, he could have. Sly with a bit of a whiff opens it up, and Slip will put it in. 2-1 game.
What a shot, what an angle. That is pretty talented. I think looking at the fact that there were 2 defenders in net, Sly coming off the side and Xavier sitting right dead center in the middle of the net. I think that was really good from Slip to actually put that around both of them.
Yeah, super well played from Slip, and with that, all of a sudden we got another game. Inyanet, they always find ways to stay in it. They have been kind of the comeback kings thus far. Could they be pulling off another one right now? A second goal will equalize. Lindo will be the one with possession, already caught by the real Chazarod. Gets it towards that backward. Xavier next with a bump, sets up Sly, but Slip has the save.
I am glad this is a best of 5 formal because I think with obviously best of 3s were necessary yesterday, but it's really, really hard to get a gauge of teams and how they're playing when they're, they have the opportunity to take out a series with only 2 games. So I think, it does look like a Allardice dominant first game here, but I think that could easily change next series. And I think Inyanet are showing already that they can, put on the pressure a little bit more.
Yeah, they just can't afford little mistakes like that. Good beat coming through from Sly, straight over the top with help from Xavier. But the challenge, as you'll see it just underneath the screen, all you saw was that orange name. I believe that was Lindo getting kind of caught out of sorts. 2 goal differential, just over a minute remaining. Very strong sides for our higher seeded squad.
Yeah, Lindo cutting on defense just then. I think had he driven all the way back, I think maybe a potential miscommunication. I think he thought Rambo was in net and thought, took that as an opportunity to turn around, but, not quite. And yeah, like you said, we've got a minute left, 3-1. They're really going to have to do something now.
Sly, deep pass looking for Xavier. Has 2 defenders in front, though. The first one will actually get a nice challenge to set up Slip. Wanted the pass back to Rambo, but it was a little bit too far forward. Not able to follow it through, and another breakaway for this Allardice side. Xavier escorts it in. It's a 4-1 game.
Well, they're definitely running away with it now. I think, like I said earlier with the last game, there kind of gets to a point in a game where you kind of lose your mental a little bit. You tend to give up, and I think we're seeing that out of Inyanet right now.
Yeah, we are seeing Allardice just kind of taking care of business, taking advantage of these awkward challenges. And I always appreciate when a team is looking for those quick cuts, is looking for those forward challenges. I think it leads to more success more often than not. But when you miss it, things can go bad fast. And a couple missed challenges has hurt them. How does that not go in? Thank you.
Lindo would be very gutted about that just then, but at least the ball didn't rebound, way out into midfield. It still managed to stay kind of around where the net is. Really great positioning from Rambo there.
Yeah, good finish from Rambo. 26 seconds, 2 goals. I mean, crazier things have happened. Not holding my breath, though, on this one.
No, I think we've seen multiple kickoff goals in a row. I feel like at some point last year.
Oh, not enough power from Slip. That was close, but not quite there.
Potentially one more opportunity here. Not Xavier too quick to get the clear. I think we've run out of time. I think this is going to go the way of Allardice Gaming. Let's get one more goal at the end, Rambo, just to make it a little bit closer, get that confidence up. Never give up.
Yeah, no, that was a good little setup, shot and goal. So it's going to be a 4-3 a game to end it. Allardice, they hold on. But it's what I was saying about, this Inyanet team. First time we've actually seen them lose, but it always feels like they go down early and then find ways to make things more interesting at the end.
Definitely. They did sweep all the way through yesterday, didn't they? Didn't lose a single game. And I think that, that is testament to their strength in being a consistent team. They maybe not as flashy as we've seen, the mechanics and the plays at the moment out of Allardice. But I think consistency, can be key to winning, as we've seen with with the last match, mechanics don't always mean everything.
Yeah, no, they don't, and we'll see if they can keep that, controlling it. I do like the shot count for Inyanet, like 10 shots to 5. Like, they were putting shots on, and it did feel like the momentum was starting to shift in their favor. So, super curious how this next game will play out when we get back into it. Players looking keen and ready to go. Rambo continuing, though, to kind of be that leading charge on the Inyanet side. I know Slip caught your eyes, Lindo caught my eyes as well, but if we've been looking at the most consistent player for Inyanet, I do feel it has been Rambo.
No, I think you're right. I think we have seen some great shots out of the other two, but not as consistent as Rambo. He's been peppering goals on net. As you can see, he had six shots in that game alone. And I think that, he is a really good player. He's a really strong player, and, could potentially carry the series for the Inyanet team.
Let's see if they can keep that forward momentum. Let's see if they can continue to take advantage of some of these really tight cuts that they're getting more and more known for. Rambo's first shot will go a bit wide. Lindo was there, misses, and, well, there's the downside of the tight cuts. Once again, any pace behind that ball, it's 1-0.
Yeah, very, very lucky there that Rambo was actually driving back to defense and able to make it back in time without an offender putting too much pressure on the ball. And as we can see here now, ball looking a little bit dangerous. Lindo with a great save though.
Good save initially from Lindo, still real Chazarod. Wanted to get another challenge. That sets up Rambo though, and that's going to be the 1-0 lead.
There's your man. There's our man of the day, who we are now keeping an eye on. I think you are right. Rambo is consistent. He is strong. Doesn't need to show off. Doesn't need to do anything special. But that was a great goal.
Yeah, that's a nice, powerful strike. Got into the triple digits on the speed front. Good looking start from the Inyanet, and that's 3 unanswered goals overall. Maybe add a 4th slip from the ceiling. It's a 2-0 game.
Now, this is why I was watching Slip yesterday. This is why I was closely keeping an eye on him. That is a great, great shot.
It wasn't even a reset off the roof. It was a recovery from the bump to get there. That's insane.
How you recover like that, I don't know. I would have sent myself straight to the ground trying to air roll in the wrong direction. That was impressive.
That was such a sick goal from Slip. And, well, now the pressure's going to be on this Allardice Gaming. We'll see if they can print it back together. Sly just wants to throw it forward. Chazarod didn't want to make the play off the sidewall, but might be able to find something soon. Instead, it will be Linwood up into the corner. Slip stays behind it. A chance, though, from Rambo. Not quite there. Real Chazarod does get it forward. Repeats, looking to be that lead blocker. Can't do too much with it after that. Sly still stays on the play. Has repeats underneath. Rambo, though, cuts it off before the pass.
Allardice just really, really falling apart here. I think it's a testament to Inyanet's physicality as well. That demo came at a really, really key time. And they're just really keeping Allardice out of the opportunities for shots here.
I mean, they're marking their players well. That's what I'm really impressed with Inyanet's defense on that one. They had a player on the backboard to cut off the interception. Had that failed, the demo was already on sort of the recipient of the pass as well. Like, they're just not allowing Allardice to get anything going in their favor. We'll see, if this blue side can recover, but they've got to find more of those breakaway moments. This could be it right here. Chazarod had a chance for the shot, puts it a little bit too tight, though, and the score remains the same.
That is something I noticed about Inyanet yesterday, actually, and other teams didn't quite possess the same skill, but they adapt really, really well. They pick up on another team's playstyle. They recognize what needs to be done. They can adapt and change their playstyle mid-series, and I think we're really seeing that here.
And that's so crazy to think about, because that's a skill like that you would expect from the best of the best to be able to change your style, not necessarily mid-series, like I think a lot of teams can do that, but mid-game. They'll look completely different one half to the next, and not a lot of teams do that well, particularly more in the bubble scene where we are right now. So it's what makes this team exciting. I think it's what makes them dangerous, and it's why I was kind of banking on them to get the upset right now in this matchup. Chazarod, though, has a chance to put one in. Lynn gets the save on the line.
I think you're right, and it's definitely a tough skill to learn, something that you'd hope comes a bit more naturally. Maybe, players who have played a lot of sport, skills like that transfer. You can do as much mid training as you want, but trying to train, adapting mid-game and trying to train playstyle is a lot harder.
This team would be like a coach's dream right now. Like, if you wanted to pick a, up-and-coming bubble team to coach, this would be the one, right? Because, like, you know they can change their style. You have versatility. You have options pre-built into this lineup. I think that's pretty sick. We're watching Sly try to break through. The defense has repeats. It was parked in front of the net, and this game's not over yet.
How did repeats end up there? He seems to not have too much momentum. Just kind of just a little bit awkward, little bit of slight change in direction. Right time, right place, right time.
Look, sometimes it's like, all right, guys, here's the plan. I'm sitting in front of net, get the ball to me. If we lose, it's not my fault. A chance, though, to make it a 3-1 game. And Rambos misses the chance for the open shot. Still pressure's going to come from Slip. Doesn't get the dunk they're looking for. 1 minute remaining. Allardice on the back foot. They'd be able to get to that equalizer. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, they definitely need to step up now. You know, you got less than a minute left. There's not going to be too many opportunities that can come out of that, but we might see something here.
Oh no!
Oh no! Sly, what happened? Jumped a little bit early. The pre-jump just putting him way out of position to collect that. Didn't expect the whiff.
Oh, the whiffles. The most contagious disease in Rocket League. Having a bit of a breakout in front of that orange side net. It's all good though. 30 seconds to go. Slip down the middle. Gets past one. Puts the shot on. Chazarod has to save, but there's only 20 seconds remaining to score.
Oh, if you're Sly, you're gutted after that. That would have, put them in a position potentially to win game 2. Take it, one more game to win the series, sweep this match, but I don't think they will.
I don't think it's coming together. Chazarod loses possession, repeats, has to go backwards. Someone needs to get underneath that shot. It's not accurate. It's a little bit wide, but the ball's kept alive. Slide putting it up. Repeats is underneath Flynn, but can they get to the ball in time? The answer is no, and we got a series.
Oh, who kept that up just then? I feel like, you want to respect the game. You want to, what is it, rule 2? Keep the ball up at the end.
I call it rule 0.
That's rule 0?
Yeah.
Rule 0, you got to keep the ball up at the end. Look, there's respect the rules, and then there's, you want to win the tournament. Don't let them get an opportunity to take you to OT here. That was wild.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious. It would have been a terrible backfire, but instead, it's going to be a win for Inyanet, and it's very rare you'll see a team put 11 shots on compared to the opponent's 5 and wind up dropping a game, but Allardice has they were unable to seal the deal, and Inyanet, we're seeing their defense come up big. We're seeing their attack come up big, their positioning. Yes, it's a close series, and yeah, you could say, well, it's only just tied right now, but the more I watch Inyanet, the more I fall in love with this squad. They have been so fun to watch.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Rambo and Lindo, a huge amount of saves between the two of them just then. Slip, really, really technically gifted player, mechanically gifted player, was really putting the pressure on offensively there. I think this is a really well-rounded team.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, and I would love to see them in a LAN environment, right? I want to see what they can do if they are able to qualify. Now, the loser of this match, again, not eliminated. They just go down to, well, the second qualifying matchup, which will be either against Revolution or Calculated. Those two teams are playing right now to see who will be advancing there. And I actually believe that's going to be the next match. So unless we kind of mix it up, I'm not too sure. I would like confirmation on that because I would think we'd actually... Okay, so that is going to be the next match. Interesting. No rest for the weary then after this one, as Sly is going to pop that up. Chazarod looking for something. Not going to get it. Still 0-0.
I will say though, Formal, looking at all the teams, I guess the top 8 in particular here, I think both of these teams are LAN worthy. I think that, whoever wins this, obviously, good for you. You're going to go straight through. You're going to be seated high. But I think the loser of this match, coming up against Revolution or, how am I blanking on the name?
It's Revolution or Calculated.
Calculated, that's right. Sorry, thank you. I think that, there's strong teams, but do I think that they could take either of these two teams? I wouldn't put my money on it.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see. I mean, I'm with you, though. I would argue that, like, at any given moment, 6 of these top 8 teams, I would argue, would be LAN worthy, who are playing here today. But only 4 can make it, and that's just it, right? Just because you're LAN worthy doesn't mean you get to go. You still have to earn that spot. Both these teams still looking for the first goal here. This next game has definitely been a bit more back and forth. Slip, though, with a late flick. Gets it to Rambos, and it's a 1-0 game.
Oh no, who was the defender just then? That was that Sly? No, repeats. Oh, an unfortunate whiff. I think we're seeing more and more unforced errors in this game.
It's so difficult though. Like, I felt like all three defenders had a chance at that play, but like even had they made the touch, the positioning from Inyanet was so strong that I can't help but feel Rambo was going to find the angle to put it through regardless. Super well done. However, that challenge was not. It's an open net. Sly!
Oh, what's going on?
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. There was 2 open nets. Both of them came off target.
I feel like, yeah, it was probably a little worse from Sly just then. The first shot that went over, hit the crossbar, or hit the backboard actually, sorry.
Yeah.
You know, it happens, but if the ball's gonna drop down, you know, you're not gonna miss that read. You know exactly where the ball's gonna land. Oh, that is super, super unfortunate.
Yeah, I think just a little bit too paranoid. The defense getting back in a good position, wound up costing that goal. Very unfortunate situation. Allardice still 1 goal away. Just need that 1 beat, and Sly may have got it here. Defense rotating backwards, chance for a good challenge. Repeats, gets it through the corner, Slip pops it up. If they were going to score off that, Chazarod was going to have to pre-jump it. Instead, they opt for possession instead. Gets the fake around Slip, has Sly underneath, but it's intercepted in Rambo and knocked away.
Yeah, Allardice definitely looking hungry for a first goal of this game. You can definitely see they've stepped up the intensity a little bit, trying to make sure Inyanet also don't have too many more opportunities on net, because we can see that when they get shots on, they're sinking those. They're not whiffing like we just saw before from Allardice.
No, they have been very accurate and very, very, very strong looking. Speaking of accuracy, Lindo from their own backboard off the launch is going to turn this one into a 2-0 game.
Yeah, Allardice, all 3 of them pushing up really, really high into offense just then. You can see third man definitely not in a position to be rotating back in time for that second man to challenge. So that yeah, I guess they're trying to step up the pressure, but you know, you gotta do it in a calculated way.
We'll see if they'll find their chance. Ball gets cleared down the middle. Lindo's light touch. Wanted to stay behind it, but can't do too much with it. So it'll be repeats. Centering the ball over to Lindo. Back over to Rambo's. It's the 3-man pass play, yet the shot goes well wide left.
Still managing to keep it in the offensive half though, Inyanet. Lindo with a shot on target. Unfortunately can't get it past Sly. We're going to see another shot though. Sly doing God's work in the net right now.
Yeah, Sly just putting in so much work, and we'll see what Repeats is going to be able to do. Gets a demo.
Ooh.
Almost opened up a pathway, but it's not quite meant to be. 47 seconds. Expect to see Allardice really putting the pressure on now. They need to get at least 1 goal in for any semblance of hope to be established. Slip around the corner. Chazarod's there, slides in the net, looking for a bump, doesn't find it, which means even if they get out of the corner, it's still going to be a difficult shot, and with only half a minute remaining, I think the defense has done it.
Yeah, if I'm on Allardice, I am panicking right now, thinking we have to win this next game. We have to take it to a game 5, because what is this defense? Defense really not sitting far enough back. They're just pushing up way too high into offense right now.
Yeah, Chazarod was going for a very aggressive cut, and I can't blame them in that situation. Again, you know, down 2 goals, less than half a minute to go. You got to take some risks. Sometimes you get burnt, and well, that pretty much means that this is game 3 cooked and finished, ready to be served. It's going to go to Inyanet, 1 game away from a trip to the summer major, a trip to that land. It's spooky. It is very spooky right now for Allardice. This Inyanet team continue their string of upsets.
Ooh, almost 1 more goal at the end there. I really do hope for Allardice's sake that we don't see that really, really heavy third man push, at least at the start of the game. You're right, you know, when you're 2 goals down, you need to do that. But if they continue that behavior, it's just too many long shots happening right now.
So many long shots, so many sort of, you know, gaps that are being found. And the scary thing is, like, normally when you're seeing long shots like that, it's like, okay, that's because this team is being kept on the back foot. They're playing defensively. They're getting few opportunities. Allardice only put 3 shots on target. It's not as if Inyanet hasn't been, you know, playing a majority of this game on the attacking half as well. It's just every chance Allardice gets, it's just exploded terribly, you know, in their face. this is a spooky moment right now for Allardice. They're going to have to make adjustments. They're going to have to find ways to, I guess, stay on the attacking half for longer periods without getting burnt. We'll see if that happens. I feel like if Allardice can get the first goal, they will definitely be a lot more settled. But if the first goal goes Inyanet's way, this one could be over.
Agreed. And I'm not, as much as I predicted this series to go the other way, as much as I predicted it to go the way of Allardice, it's really, really good to see Inyanet, like we said, low-seeded going into this tournament and absolutely killing it. I think they should be really, really proud of their performance right now. And I think I'm with you, Formal. I kind of do hope they can take this all the way.
I am so curious to see how this team performs in land. Like, genuinely, it will be interesting as we're going to see the first shot come from Slip. Stricken with authority off of that pass. 1-0 to Inyanet.
That shot had so much power. Sly. Unfortunately, yeah, not too much you can do there other than jump. The ball just gone straight behind him there.
And I do know that, like, again, with this team, I was like listening to like some of the players kind of talking about yesterday. It was like, oh wow, like everyone's losing to this low-seeded team and kind of making jokes about the seeding on this one. Like, I don't know how you seed a team that's never competed before, right? I don't know how you seed a team that, when you look at their competitive experience, there really isn't any that anyone's been able to find. This is looking more and more like it's their first ever event, and talk about making an entrance now. If they can go all the way to this land and get a win over, like, RREBIF, that would be something else entirely. But right now, the way how this team is looking, I think they could give them a good challenge.
Oh
Slip
my
with
God.
the double.
What a shot. I think you're right. I think it'll be really cool to see how these guys play at LAN. In saying that, can they take on RREBIF? That would be a really interesting game. That's a game I really want to see right now.
In the Twitch chat, CMAC is saying they have competed before. Please tell me where, because I have not really been able to find it. Like, maybe they've been playing, like one or two of them have played in something. Like, were they in AEL's open division? Like, I don't know. But we'll see what happens as repeats. Gonna try to take this one through the quarter, down to Sly. Not gonna able to turn that into a shot just yet.
Yeah, still 3 minutes 30 left. So Allardice still, still plenty of time for a few opportunities here. But in saying that, they're really going to, they're going to have to. I'm cursed.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna.
Look, some players they have that ball sense. Well, they'll just put it in. All right, Slip saw that one coming around and listened to the intrusive thoughts and was like, I'm just gonna bang this one through. just gonna. Every Rocket League player has had those intrusive thoughts. I know you have. Like, it happens.
It happens. It definitely happens. Oh, I know. I mean, I know you said Allardice needed to score the first goal of this game to actually stay in it, but I think that, they're feeling the pressure right now. I think they're playing well.
I want to see them score their own goal. And not get an own goal. I want to see them score, a goal that's not an own goal first before I start to believe. I need to see them equalize, in other words. That's a nicer way of putting it. As Slip is going to get the clear off the backboard. Here's a chance. Repeats, puts it up, looking for the second touch. Actually fakes it. Tries to set up Sly, but Rambo's was already there.
Faked out the teammates as well. Not going to lie, I definitely thought you meant you wanted to see an own goal happen. I was like,
oh, I mean, I do.
Just did.
But, like, I'm not going to say that out loud, except for the fact I just did.
You just want to see the world burn.
Yeah.
Oh no, Inyanet with another goal now to bring this to 3-1. If you're Allardice right now, you have to be shaking. You have to be scared.
Yeah, I mean, I'm scared for Allardice right now. And I'm also kind of nervous again for, those teams on that lower side that might have to come up against them, because you would not be expecting to play Allardice today. Yet that's the direction we're heading. Another goal for Lindo, 3-point lead halfway through this deciding game. Give it up for these guys.
I can't tell whether Inyanet just has a lot of momentum right now, or if Allardice really is falling apart. Because again, we're just seeing, and again, they have to use their third man to push up right now, and hopefully, cause a few more opportunities for a shot on net. But they're really falling apart.
I really am curious to see how the squad goes if they do qualify for the LAN, if they can hold on for these final 2 minutes. I'm so curious. This is such a mysterious team to me, and I'm loving every moment of the successes they're getting. Slip going to pop it up, wants to follow it up, but Lindo said misses Rambo, so he's going to get that next touch. Ball makes its way past the midfield line. We continue to bounce it back and forth. Only under 2 minutes to go. 3 goals required. Allardice. We saw them making risky commits before, Morgie. I feel like from this point, it's going to be all commit from till the end.
You have to. You absolutely have to. 1.5 minutes left. This is where you panic. Your panic mechanic sets in, and either it's going to go one way or the other. Unfortunately, just based on the last couple of games, I think it plays against Allardice's favor here. As Inyanet, they're just way too much pressure. This is way too intense for Allardice. This is not how I thought it was going to go.
Oh, shots in front of the net, not quite able to push it through. Lindo now looking to set up Slip, but not going to get there either. You know, it was Son of Jupiter who I think first coined the panic mechanics. He's another Perth local. I'm surprised not seeing him competing in this event, to be honest.
Actually, yeah, where is Jupiter? Surely Jupiter signs up for these. Where is he?
I don't know. I don't know. This screams Jupiter to me. Either way, hey, maybe he'll show up, and maybe you'll have a chance to go see Jupiter. Not promising that one, but what I am promising is if you show up to the land, you're going to have a good time. So buy those tickets, links below. You could have a chance to see Inyanet do some crazy things, because they're going to be the team advancing. 35 seconds remaining. I'm calling it here, Morgie. It's going to be Inyanet 3-1.
I think you're right, Paul. I think we've run out of time. I will say this actually did come to mind with Duke, by the way. Recently had a beautiful little baby. Oh! So I think that will be keeping him occupied.
Bring the kid! Rocket League players start young. They start younger and younger every year. Get on it, Jupiter.
The competing age is just going down and down and down.
Yeah.
Surely Jupiter's the type of dad to get his kid into Rocket League. I think the kid will be pretty exciting by the age of 5.
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared to see where that's going to go. Still, 15 seconds remaining. Yes, there was a late goal from Allardice, but it's not going to be enough for them to put this one away. It is going to be a win going over to Inyanet. By the way, again, congratulations, Jupiter, if I haven't said it already. That's not even in the chat. I don't even know if but it doesn't matter. It's going to be game, set, and match. Inyanet, they have qualified. They are going to the Summer Major.
What an incredible performance. That was really, really good to see. And Allardice, they're not out yet. They've still got an opportunity to play for their spot at LAN, but Inyanet, congrats on being straight through.
Yeah, they will be able to put it in. Also, yeah, I do see what you're saying right there, Metis. I know Jupiter is a teacher, and I was just thinking, go the Jimma approach, right? Jupiter's kid can become, the next, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on Amphis' name? But yeah, the next Amphis, essentially. That I can see that happening, get that same connection going. Again, congrats though to Inyanet. We're halfway through the day now. Still 2 more matches. We still have, the Godalions taking on a Shadow Wizard Money Gang. That's going to be last. That match is confirmed. So the Godalions, they're going to be happy with that. And then that will be, in fact, our next match. So we are swapping it around. That makes sense to me because I don't think you want to have a team play twice in a row like that. So we're going to go to a break. When we come back, Shadow Wizard Money Game taking on the Godalions. What do we refer? Nobody answered. I'm going harder, taking my chances. I keep it moving, I keep advancing, keeping it gangster. Getting the perks and I'm happy to earn them. Mr. Ambitious, kill it, I'm vicious, Mr. Determined. Right in the storm, I focus on rainbow connections like Kermit. The water on my shoulders, it was a burden. Now I don't notice it, everything turning, everything shifting, doing it different. I'm floating, I'm drifting. Shout out the slums, round the world we uplifted, doing it big. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the skies. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the skies. We about to change the game. Let's go.
Right by You is a web tool,
An online tool created by young people for young people.
which is designed for young people in mind to have that kind of informed lens of where to go, what to do when a friend is kind of presenting some signs where you're a bit worried about them maybe.
If you think they're going through something right now and you don't know what to do. But even if you yourself are going through something and you're just unsure about who you can talk to, really what you're going through, it's a really useful website that collates a lot of the information from the internet into one secure place where you know it's reliable.
And just about kind of giving people a quick access to quick information and direct information, knowing what they can do in the moment.
So here in WA, suicide is the leading death around young people. And the first point of call for young people is generally their friends. So we hope to provide you with the resources you need to give your friend the correct support.
and I'm going harder, taking my chances. I keep it moving, I keep advancing, keeping it gangster. Getting the perks and I'm happy to earn them. Mr. Ambitious, kill it, I'm vicious, Mr. Determined. Riding the storm, but focus on rainbow connections like Kermit. The water on my shoulders, it was a burden. Now I don't notice it, everything turning, everything shifting, doing it different. I'm floating, I'm drifting. Shout out the slums, round the world we uplifted, doing it big. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the skies. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the skies. We about to change the game. Let's go.
Write by You is a web tool
An online tool created by young people for young people.
which is designed for young people in mind to have that kind of informed lens of where to go, what to do when a friend is kind of presenting some signs where you're a bit worried about them maybe.
If you think they're going through something right now and you don't know what to do, but even if you yourself are going through something and you're just unsure about who you can talk to, really what you're going through, it's a really useful website that collates a lot of the information from the internet into one secure place where you know it's reliable.
And just about kind of giving people a quick access to quick information and direct information, knowing what they can do in the moment.
So here in WA, suicide is the leading death around young people. And the first point of call for young people is generally their friends. So we hope to provide you with the resources you need to give your friend the correct support.
Oh, hello over there. Welcome to the second half, the final games, the do or die games. 2 spots remaining, 4 teams are left, and we're going to cover both of those matches. I'm Formal. That's Morgie. I just gestured the wrong way. Should be doing it that way. But yeah, it's going to be some good fun because we get the return of the Godalions taking on the Shadow Wizard Money Gang. One of these teams was my initial pick to finish top 2. The other team, I think, has shown strong enough form to be worthy of qualifying for the main event. Like this is kind of spicy.
This is a lot trickier to predict than, I mean, my predictions have already gone out the window with the first, with the winners bracket, sorry, the upper semis. I was fairly confident in my calls on those. I was wrong. I was much less confident in these games. So I have nothing. I'm not even going to try to predict this at this point.
I also do have some exciting news. I mean, you saw the brackets right there before as well, but we do have a winner in that other match happening off stream. Revolution has beaten Calculated. It went to a game 5 before they got it done. So congratulations to Revolution, punching their way into our final match of the day. But for now, we're about to see some Shadow Wizards taking on some Godalions in this one. Look, if I'm making a prediction, I guess I got to stick with my OG prediction. I think the Shadow Wizard Money Gang, they're just making that complete lower bracket run. But Jakaya, AJ, EXO, they have looked strong in their moments in this event so far. I think this one's going to go to game 5.
Would you still put Shadow Wizard Money Gang in second spot or second seed after the performances today? No?
No. You know what? I'm all in on Inyanet. I think... I think they're that team. By the way, Nitro 1-0.
3 seconds in, that has to be the quickest goal we've seen today. I'll admit, with the Shadow Wizard Money Gang, I love this roster. Like I said earlier, I'm very familiar with C-Maka, with Metis as well, who unfortunately is not here today, and Crack, having come up against him in ODL in 6-man as well. Very, very mechanical player. Nitro, I don't know too well, but based on his performance yesterday, I think he's played really, really well, and he could be key to this team's success.
Yeah, I mean, this team is... It is a lot of fun to watch as we're going to see Crack set up Nitro underneath, shot target. EXO, well, AJ got the save. EXO got the bump right after. Problem is EXO was on the wrong team. Doesn't matter if they get redemption here. Jakaya puts it off the backboard. AJ puts it sideways.
Oh, a lot of back and forth play here. EXO just kind of chilling on the other side of net. Goody made it back in time. AJ with a brilliant pop-up here. If EXO can get this on target, get it around Nitro. Unfortunately, very, very good positioning for the block.
I'm actually kind of curious. Why is Matthias not playing today? I see you in the Twitch chat, Matthias. I saw you raid us before. Thank you for the raid, by the way. Where are you? Get in on that. It feels like this is your team.
Metis is New South Wales, I believe, so unfortunately couldn't make the flight over. So Nitro is the sub and actually able to make it over for land if these guys can make it through.
I'm glad you are there to solve that mystery. I had no idea.
I know Metis fairly well, so you'd hope I would know at this point.
Yeah, fair shout. EXO, by the way, straight down the middle, tie ball game, one apiece.
Beautiful. This game, I think you're right. This will go to game 5. I could not pick this before, and a minute and a half into the game, I stick by my guns. I have no idea what's going to go on in this match.
Yeah, I think this is definitely the most. Oh, outside of that last match that we had, like Allardice versus Inyanet had me really excited. This matchup, like it didn't matter who was going to be playing in this one. I knew it was going to be exciting, so I've already kind of living up to that hype for the first minute and a half. We'll see if that trend continues. See Maka style swings and misses, ball up in the air. Nitro wants to chase it back, still puts it right into the waiting shot at Jakaya. He just kind of lobbed it forward, not enough to get it in on this attempt. See Maka with the clear.
No formal us trying to solve the mystery of what happened with Shadow Wizard Money Gang yesterday, because like you said, they were your second seed going into this. They were, and they are fan favorites, absolutely. I've seen in the chat, these guys are you know, a good team. One of the things I did notice yesterday was the overcommits and the double commits, and I think that is potentially a fault that these guys tend to sway towards. If they fix that, if they can, you know, adapt and make sure that they don't overcommit, I think they'd be playing a lot better today.
I forget, did we have Shadow Wizard Money Gang on our, like, you know, top 8 name bracket before?
No, I don't think we did actually.
Oh, that was a poor omit on our part. Our bad, Shadow Wizard Money Gang, our bad. Because I think they should be in that top 8 names. I mean, they're pretty great. AJ over to Jakaya. It's going to pop it up. AJ underneath looking for a shot, not going to find it. Instead, it will be cracked. Looking for that clear back up the other way. When looking at the Godalions, though, I mean, what is keeping this team out from being that top team right now? Like, why haven't they been able to kind of go over the bump? Was it just because they had, you know, that tough first matchup? Like, or is there something in their playstyle that might be, you know, in question?
I think the matchup was definitely rough. I think that, yeah, it's kind of hard going up against such a strong team. I think these guys are consistent, and I've said this from the start. Jakaya, really strong player, definitely someone to watch out for, and definitely, you know, a player with a good future if he wants to pursue that. That's not to say that EXO and AJ aren't strong as well. You know, AJ can really come in clutch, starts off maybe a little bit cold, but really does bring the game back. I don't think there's too much that these guys are doing at fault. It's just, you know, a matter of coming up against stronger teams so far.
That's a good demo from C-Maka. As Nitro wants to make that play off the backboard, ball's going to fall down straight into the waiting touch of C-Maka. Jukes out EXO. Can't get it past AJ, might not matter. It's an open net. Lob shot, it's not going to go in. And Jakaya with the demo makes the save.
Very, very smart play from Jakaya to get that demo and make sure there wasn't an offensive threat to send. That's all you can do in a moment like that.
It was a tough play. Unfortunately, not going to work out. Crack with the chance, though. And again, can't put it through. It was a tough angle, but you have to hit those. A 2-goal cushion could have put game 1 away. Now, a chance for the Godalions. Let's see what AJ can do. Pops it up, wants to stay behind it. Crack underneath. Kind of bumps it a little forward. Exos, though, still gets it to see Maka. Ball jammed in the corner. Eventually, Maka should get the clear.
I'm loving what I'm seeing out of C-Maka, because I would say that I would venture and say that he's more of a defensive player than an offensive player, especially playing with teammates such as Nitro and Crack, who can really execute those mechie goals. So I think he does tend to get pushed back to third man, and I'm loving that he's not pushing up too hard right now, kind of giving his teammates a bit of space to actually have some scoring opportunities.
Yeah, has been creating those chances. Nothing really able to finish just yet as Nitro will go to the sidewall. Jakaya swings, Jakaya misses. Crack gonna line up their own shot. AJ gets behind it, still 12 seconds left. As C-Maka puts on an angle, EXO will dive back for it. 8 seconds remaining though. Too much pressure forward. The Godalions are going to have to go the distance the other way, and Nitro stops it before it can even get started. Ball does not hit the ground, though. AJ is going to put on a shot, and that's
oh my God.
Crossbar down!
No way. For Jakai to actually keep this up here, what a touch. What a touch against the sidewall to actually shoot the ball high up into the air enough for AJ to score that. I've said it time and time again. I will say it over and over. AJ is clutch.
What a clutch moment from this team. We go to a Game 1 overtime. EXO, first possession will be shut down by Crack. C-Maka underneath will be looking to center that ball, and they put it in a good spot. Unfortunately, it's for AJ. Nitro all the way back on their own half. Has to burn a lot of boost to keep it forward. C-Maka, though, needs to win this challenge. Won't be able to do so. AJ gets it back across the midfield. One defender there. It's a 2v1. AJ crosses them up, and that's going to do it. Comeback win. Godalions take Game 1.
AJ, absolutely MVP of this match. There is no question about it. What a flick. What a shot. That is, wow. Quick turnaround.
Yeah, so to go back to what we were discussing before, the problem with the Godalions and why they're not winning more games is because the games don't start at 0 seconds. You have to get themselves in the clutch position before they can come up clutch, and that's what they do here. Game number 1, 3-2 victory. Still, this tells me this isn't dissuading me from saying we're going back and forth and we're going to Game 5.
I think you're right. I think Shadow was a money gang. I know these players. They want this. They want this bad. They've said we are going to land, and there is no question about it. And they're not going to go down without a fight. I think you're right. It's going to go back and forth. Game 5, surely.
Yeah, this is such a tough matchup, and again, like, I don't want to keep kind of repeating the same thing. This does feel like, in my eyes, I know I put Shadow Wizard as number 2 at the start. I think realistically they might be either 4 or 5 depending on how this game goes. I kind of put this is the fight I feel like for the 4th best team showing right now, to be completely honest. And this is what you want, right? This is that kind of battle you want, the back and forth, the clutch goals, those key moments. LAN is on the line, so we'll see if they're going to be able to put it together as a little bit of a car swap actually for Jakaya. See if that kind of affects their play moving forward. Here we go, 5 minutes on the clock, game number 2. It already feels must win though for the Shadow Wizards.
Yeah, definitely. I think if this is to go, sorry, if the Godalions are to win this second match, I think it will be getting to the Shadow Wizards Money Gang's mental a little bit. So I think they've got to come in and win this game.
Yeah, that they do, and well, I mean, that's not the start they would be looking for off that kickoff 8 seconds in. EXO just a nice late cross-up, putting it through. Good signs for the Godalions. And that's actually technically 3 unanswered goals in less than a minute of play.
Yeah, exactly. They've really stepped up the pressure. One question I do have for them was, we were talking before about the Godalions and what they need to do differently. My question is, what do you think the Shadow Wizard Money Gang need to do differently? Do you think Metis have made a difference to this team? I think
nothing.
Nothing? You're not saying anything?
No, I think, just keep doing this, and they should be good. Maybe don't double commit at the end, because C-Maka had that. But yeah, that was a sick fake, sick goal.
I think this team's got a bright future. I do think the Shadow Wizard Money Gang, like I said, they want it. They're going to put the time and the effort into training. And, if they don't manage to make it through this tournament, I definitely think we'll see them the next one. And I think they'll keep getting stronger and stronger. They've got a lot of commitment to this game.
I think the next LAN in Perth has to have 6 teams. That's where I'm getting at right now, because, like, I want to see both these teams in LAN. Like, I truly do. I think both of them have done enough to kind of warrant it at this stage, but that's not how esports work. That's what is it with OCE and always having one team too little for LANs? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. We always have 3 good teams, but only 2 go to RLCS majors. EXO going to make this one 2-1.
I mean, if the Perth LANs do get bigger and bigger, as I said before, Formal, I will be on the next flight over there with my team. I think we want in on this. This is a lot of fun as a tournament.
Yeah, exactly. And then and it makes sense. Ground Zero could almost field 2 teams, I feel like, there, because again, they are that Perth-based org, right? So they get their future, get both their teams in and see what happens.
I think would there be an issue though with, or is it just RLCS that there's an issue with
I think
Orgs having 2 teams? We wouldn't be able to beat Ground
True.
Zero. I think we'd need to drop the name for the tournament if there was a men's team.
we'll go Ground Zero and GZ.
Yeah, actually, that's not terrible. Surely that little bit of a loophole in the system, maybe.
Yeah, we can figure it out. I'm sure there's a way. One team's logo is green, the other is blue. Here we go, Nitro
Exactly.
shot, saved by Jakaya, diving off the wall.
Oh, we're definitely seeing a few shots peppered on by
Oh!
the Shadow Wizard money gang right now. Crack, take a foul. That was beautiful.
Oh, what? That's the best double of the event so far. The launch off the sidewall, nice and tight, dropping it in. Crack keeping them in this. Also, Metis does make a good point. There is only one Ground Zero roster at the moment.
Actually, that
Yep.
that is true. That is very true. I mean, we're in the next one then. Got one of my teammates already in Perth. The other 2 will fly over. We're keen to have in on this. I think this would have been so much fun to play.
All I'm saying is, if it's the team that everyone expects them to be, one team will be GZ, the other one will be GL, and yeah, good luck. to them.
I like that. I'm gonna alter the logo a little bit.
Here we go, though. Crack
Oh.
shot across the middle. It's in. The Shadow Wizards take the lead.
Crack is just, yeah, great positioning, perfect time, perfect place. Just to read Jakaya there. If Jakaya had kept that ball a little bit closer, maybe, you know, air dribbled it a little bit closer to his car, then maybe that would have been a 50, but unfortunately just teed that up for Crack.
All right, can I break the fourth wall a little bit right now?
Oh, do it. Love it.
So, Twitch chat and people watching along, you cannot see the quick chat that is happening. C-Maka did the thing that I always do, which is accidentally hit the quick chat in a way that looks like bad manners, and then immediately rapidly apologize and be like, no, I didn't mean it, sorry.
Oh my god, Paul, I do that constantly and I feel terrible. I'm the type of person, Jimmy tells me not to worry. He goes, oh, don't worry, no worries, gonna think twice about it, and I feel terrible and I hit the sorry so quickly. So I didn't mean to do that, I'm not toxic, I swear, and just, nah, I cop it.
AJ, by the way, with that goal, it was a sick pass off the wall, sets him up straight down the middle, tie game 3-all. But I'm with you. C-Maka should listen to Jimmy's advice. Don't worry about the potential PM. Focus on the game. Your team needs you. We're tied. 2 minutes to go, and AJ's putting pressure on.
No, you gotta keep the good manners. You gotta, I could not, I feel so bad. My mental would tank if I let that go without him.
Oh, Nitro doesn't get that shot in. And Nitro had an open net, but missed the ball as well. Oh, it's getting definitely nervy out there for both of these teams with a minute and a half remaining. I will say this, though. For some reason, Quick Chat to me feels too toxic, but games with, like, emote images, perfectly fine. C-Maka gets their revenge. It's a 4-3 lead.
Love a C-Mac. Good goal. We've seen a lot of goal game. A lot of cracked goals, pick placement behind AJ. Even a backflip wouldn't have saved that.
Yeah, that was very well done. Now, 4-3. As AJ is just going to put up a lobber. It looks open. Exo's there. And we stay tied 4-all. Neither team can maintain a lead. Watch that one again.
Yeah, really back and forth play.
Yeah, it's crazy right now. So here we go. 4-all. Exo. Lob shot. Jakaya putting it up. Not going to get that goal. AJ's there, but the dunk is a little bit wide. Exo also follows it up a little wide again as well. A chance for the Shadow Wizards to bring it back up to that other side. 1 minute remaining in this 4-all game. Next goal could take it. And C-Mac is hunting now. It's off the backboard. Exo's there for the clear.
Ooh, Nitro back by himself in defense, but fortunately enough...
Oh, no!
No! Oh no! That got worse and worse.
There's a clear path to follow for the easy goal, and yet, for some reason, the Godalions have to make it as difficult as possible. Doesn't matter. 4th goal for Exo. That's going to be the late lead. 47 seconds remaining. Oh my goodness. If that's what gets them to match point, they'll take it. A chance, though, to equalize. Shadow Wizard, they're running out of time.
Oh, I feel so bad for Crack right now. He was trying to be in the right position for defense, but obviously didn't expect a shot right in front of net to go that wide. Yeah, really unlucky there. Hopefully, you know, we still got time. This is such a high-scoring game. 20 seconds. I can see another 5 goals in this.
Yeah, I could as well. Unfortunately, Shadow Wizards, they just are looking for one. 13 seconds remaining, and they're going to have to go the distance of the pitch. Exo, backboard, Jakaya there, but it's a swing and a miss. AJ keeps it in the forefront. AJ looking to put it away. Last touch comes from Jakaya. That's going to do it. Godalions are going to move to match point.
Jakaya, I think AJ, had Jakaya not touched that, still going in from AJ. I don't think Crack was quite making it there in time. If he was, it was going to be an accidental second own goal. Yeah, this Godalions team really stepping it up. No, wait, 1 second. I don't know,
Oh, no. What just happened on that kickoff? Blink and you miss it. Nitro just put it straight in. All right, here comes the trick plays, right? Here comes the fakes.
OT?
What does Shadow Wizard do? What magic do they have? There's a chance. The ball's still up off the sidewalk. Crack's underneath it, but then they fumble the dribble. There was a path, there was a blocker, but they dropped the ball. Godalions get away with the tight one as we get ready for game 3.
Oh, that is so sad. There was plenty of time there. Not a single challenger to that ball. All 3 of the Shadow Wizard Money Gang, they're ready to accept it, take this game into OT, but unfortunately just could not keep it up at the end.
I mean, I'll say it. If Crack can get balance to that ball, I think Shadow Wizards get that goal because they had the lead. They had 2 blockers, and there was only 1 defender rotating back when that happened. Like, it was going to be a 3v1 in that prime position. Unfortunate, but hey, for the Godalions, I mean, again, they got their own clutch goals as well. EXO coming up big throughout that game. 4 goals to their name. 1 away from punching their ticket to that land. We'll see if the Shadow Wizard Money Gang can bring it back right now, but I'd be sad if they can't, only because I want to watch these 2 teams continue to play.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I want this to go to a game 5, but in saying that, the Godalions, they just have so much momentum right now. They're looking really scary. They are looking like a team that would challenge, be a really good challenge at LAN. Shadow Wizard Money Gang really, you know, they need to, obviously they need a reverse sweep right now, and that's taxing on the mental.
That is taxing, but when you look at the nature of these games, right? I mean, you had the equalizing goal in game 2 just get fumbled a bit at the end. Game number 1 was a 0-second goal to take us to overtime. It's not as if this has been a nice, easy walk in the park 2-0 lead for this blue side. They've had to fight for both of those wins, and now they're going to have to do it one more time. Last hurdle, always the hardest. Can they do it? They're going to have to do it from behind because C-Mac gets the first goal.
That's the kind of rotation we want to see. Beautiful edge dribble from Crack. I know he got blocked by EXO, but C-Mac are there for a second touch. Nitro putting it into the corner. Maka with the goal as well. They're running rings around defense.
Blocked is a very nice way of like putting it as opposed to just being yeeted out of existence right there. But, yeah, EXO, not the cleanest rotation, but hey, Shadow Wizard Money Gang, they don't care. They're going to punish. Their rotations were beautiful, and now with that lead, will they be able to finally hold on to it? Because it feels like every lead only lasts about 30, 45 seconds at most.
I'm adding yeeted out of existence to my vocabulary for casting formal. That it's been formal approved. It's on the list now.
Yep.
I think this I think this is going to be another high-scoring game. We can already see a lot of pressure on offense right now from both teams. A lot of back and forth. No one's really keeping the ball close. There's a lot of, you know, clearing the ball into a lot of space. This could go on for quite enough.
Yeah, definitely could be one of those quicker. It could be one of those back and forth games, but it's also, I mean, again, outside of those initial flurry of shots, we haven't seen too much since then. It's been slowing down a little bit, surprisingly, and maybe that will be a benefit for the Shadow Wizard side. They're the team trying to hold on to that smaller lead. A slower paced game could help them control it a little bit more as EXO just kind of pops it up for the other side. Nitro has a chance, though. Touch off the wall, looking to set up C-Maka, who's sitting in the middle. Ball will get intercepted away by EXO, who can't get it past mid-pitch straight away. Jakaya pops it up for AJ, follows it through. Slow-paced game, getting a little sloppy, but neither team really looking as comfortable as they could.
Yeah, we have seen a few whiffs as well, which obviously, you know, it's going to happen. It's going to come out here and there, especially with, you know, I mean, we see it out of pro teams as well, maybe less so. But we've got to expect it here. You got to play for the whiff sometimes, because yeah, it's going to be a common thing to miss the ball in this game.
Nitro, swing and a miss, caught by EXO. AJ's underneath. This could be that moment. Crack has to put it down the middle. Third member, Jakaya, staying back, also missed the full boost. Ooh. Not sure what was happening on the tail end right there. Might not matter because now the pressure is going to come in spades. You'd have to think. Nitro gets past one, not the second. Backward sets up AJ. Shot is in, and we're tied one apiece.
Oh, unfortunately, Maka just looking a little bit awkward on the back wall there. I think he drove up the side wall. Wasn't quite sure what to do, where the ball was going to be shot. Maybe should have stayed on the ground there, but, you know, good equalizing goal for the Godalions.
Yeah, that was just a little bit of a late commit on that backboard as EXO will flick it over into the corner. Crack wants to go and follow through as well. Jakaya looking for a bump underneath. Not going to find it straight away. Instead, it'll be left for AJ, who keeps it in the corner as well. Nitro, third member forward. Doesn't do too much with it. Still 2.5 minutes to go. High ball game. Jakaya has AJ outside the box. They're going to connect. Nitro makes the save. EXO will have to go corner to keep the offense moving. As they do get it down there, won't commit for the second touch. However, possession is going to be given up momentarily. AJ might punish the triple commit, so we still stay stuck in the corner.
You know, being 2 games up in this series, being on the match game, I can definitely see the Godalions pressing up a little bit in offense right now. The pressure's off them. They could lose a goal out of it, but the series pressure is off them. So, you know, they're going to have a little bit of fun with it. They're going to play around. Everyone wants to score. Everyone wants to be the MVP. So we can definitely see them really fighting for these goals right now.
Well, I mean, look, you can fight for your own goal, but you also can't afford to give one up on the other side, and we are seeing the Godalions pressured a bit on defense. They have been relatively composed. That demo might mix things up. Nitro wanted the angle, nearly found it. C-Mac is going to pop it up for Crack. AJ should get there first, and that could go the distance. It gets behind Nitro, has to go for a backward save. C-Mac will carry that momentum back the other way. EXO versus Crack sees EXO make the defensive read.
That attempt by Nitro was insane. Like, I don't think you see too many of the pros even hitting that angle with a flip. That would have been really good to see. Honestly, for me, that would have been goal of the tournament so far.
I mean, especially when you take the context of the situation into it as well. Who even thinks to go for that shot there? A chance for Crack here. Gets shut down by Jakaya. Nitro should be able to follow it through, but doesn't really have backup. And losing that challenge can be dangerous. C-Maca has to cross up the field, but that's just going to be put straight back into the possession of the Godalions. Yet AJ makes an awkward read. Now Crack in position to punish. It's off the backboard. C-Maca's there. Bump on Jakaya. It's going to be a late lead for the Shadow Wizard Money Gang.
I love that. Who got the bump? Who was this?
Yep.
Was that was Crack. Chased Jakaya down in net. He had nowhere to go. He got cornered into the net. Yeah, excellent play by Crack. I think that's something the team really needs to utilize, is bumps, demos. I'll say it time and time again, this is not specific to any team, but when you're down and you really need to score, you forget about bumps and demos.
Yep, and then when you have that lead, everything can start to follow through quite nicely. Kickoff goal going for the Shadow Wizard Money Gang. 2-goal lead, 29 seconds remaining. Well, you can put the brooms away, it looks like. No sweeps here. Late lead for the Shadow Wizards.
Ooh, I don't know, 30 seconds left. We've
No
seen worse.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
wait.
I thought that was it.
Yeah, I mean, 20 seconds with 3 goals down, I would have been less confident on my call, but 15 seconds left, I don't know. Could be.
We'll see. I mean, they have to get the goal off this touch, and it's not meant to be. That clear should do it, so we will be going to a game 4. Shadow Wizard Money Gang, if they're going to make that reverse sweep, the first step has been made. However, don't let that 2-goal difference kind of fool you. In fact, I thought EXO was going to kind of sneak one in at the end. This series still continues to be, you know, right on that razor's edge.
That's exactly what we wanted, right, Paul? We were saying this series deserves to go to a game 5. If any other series today, this one deserves to go to a game 5. So I'm excited that we're potentially working our way towards that.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be seeing a good win for Shadow Wizard, hat trick for C-Maca, which is good to see as well. But for the Godalions, I don't know, they'll have a chance to bring it back. It's not like, you know, I've seen a collapse on this blue side. It's not as if, the Godalions are like falling apart at the seams. They're still putting the pressure on. They're still fighting their own opportunities. It was just a couple defensive rotational mistakes and some great sort of synergy on the attack from the Shadow Wizard side. Game 4, still must win for the team in blue, for the team in orange, I should say. However, I don't know. This is where it really does feel like a coin flip.
I think the Godalions need to take a leaf out of Inyanet's book in terms of adapting to play, because I think, Shadow Wizard Money Gang, as we were saying before, really high level teams are able to adapt well game to game, even within game. And I think, funny enough, we did see a glimpse of that from Shadow Wizard Money Gang. I think that first goal, that was brilliant. That was a really good team play. And really threw the Godalions off. So if they're able to match that and adapt their play style as well, I think this will be, it'll be a confusing series to say the least.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be good.
So, as I'm sure everyone saw, the in-game sort of names can't fit all of Shadow Wizard Money Gang on there. So our lovely tournament admins have opted for Shadow Wizard MG. Now, another thing they could have done could have been SW Money Gang. Which one would you prefer? Do you think we got that one right as EXO gets the kickoff goal?
I think I like Shadow Wizard MG.
Yeah.
I think I like the fact that what are these guys are Shadow Wizards. What is that terminology from? Is it from another game or something? But SW, I'm mixing up the letters now. SW Money Gang.
Yeah, okay,
oh, that seems a bit too confident. That seems a bit too. I like this better.
Another shot from AJ is going to come wide, not quite on spark. I like S Wizard Money G. That's what I would have gone. I want that wizard money, all right?
There are so many ways that they could vary this name. I love it.
AJ with the chance over the top of Crack. Dunk is good, and it's a 2-0 lead.
Ooh, Godalions. Yeah, they come in hot in this game. They don't want this to go to a game 5. They don't want to give Shadow Wizard Money Gang any opportunity in this series. 30 seconds in, 2 goals. That's huge.
Yeah, this is not the hot start that the Shadow Wizards were looking for. We'll see if they're going to be able to bring it back. As AJ gets it off the top wall. Jakaya swings. Jakaya misses. Nitro. Now with a bit of space to work with, just drops it right into EXO. Not the cleanest dribble we've seen today for certain. Either way, AJ wants to backboard it down to EXO. Shot is off the post, not in. Follow-up is not there until finally Jakaya top bars it as well. And again, no!
Oh no, welcome to OC. Oh, nobody able to sink the net to send that. How many shots was that? That was 3 shots, I think.
I think that was 4, actually. I feel like it hit the post 4 times. AJ puts it in now. The damage has been done, AJ. You can't. I don't care about the scoreline. I don't care that they got the goal eventually. It's over.
Oh no. Well, I'm glad there was a bit of redemption there. There's a shot at the end, a very nice shot from AJ. 9 shots though, 9 shots so far, and we're just over a minute into the game. That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe it was 3 recorded shots, but 4 touches off the crossbar. I have no idea what happened there. Either way, it's going to be a goal back the other way if EXO doesn't make that save. Good touch from the defender. 3-goal deficit already for a team that needs to win 2 in a row. It's just... Shadow Wizards are in a very dire spot, and it could be another goal here. Nitro, though, fast enough to the 10 recovery.
Well, I do have a question, and it's driving me nuts, and it's slightly unrelated, but when we were talking about the best names, the teams with the best names thing that we did, I'm completely blanking on who the winner was, and it's driving me crazy right now.
Goose.
Do you remember?
That's
Big Goose!
Yeah, it was Big Goose. It's always Big
Look,
Goose.
I love Shadow Wizard Money Gang, but you can't beat Big Goose.
Yep. Can't beat Big Goose. That's the big one. AJ around the corner. C-Mac with the follow-up right now. Has Nitro. Oh, they're not going to connect across the middle. Instead, it is going to be Crack again, shut down by EXO.
I will say one of...
What was the rock? Wasn't it the first round was Big Goose versus Large Rock or something as well? EXO shot saved by Nitro.
Something like that. That's why I can't believe there are teams with those names. Oh, actually, but I will say, and this slightly unrelated, but I played a twos tourney a while back. It was one of the women's tourneys, and we, for the life of us, couldn't think of a name up until like the last minute signups were about to close. And for some reason, I just started giggling at Beep Beep, so I called us Beep Beep. And I didn't realize until I was actually watching the VOD back, it was so funny listening to the casters talking about it. I was like, Beep Beep's gonna score, Beep Beep did that. It was so good.
Except, Beep Beep's actually right up there with one of the best names. Like, that's actually... that was a sick goal by EXO, by the way. Beep Beep off the ceiling and in. 4-0 lead in their advantage. And when you're getting double touches off the roof, and you've got a nice 4-goal cushion, I'm feeling like the Godalions, they're going to be going to this land next weekend.
I think they're feeling comfortable. I think, as much as I hate to say it, Shadow isn't Money Gang. They're running out of time here. 1:40 left on the clock. They have to pull out a miracle right now to take the Godalions down.
Yeah, that they do, and I just don't see it coming together. I mean, they put up a valiant effort, and it was an amazing lower bracket run for this team in Orange to get as far as they did. However, at that same token, this lineup's going to be a little bit disappointed that they weren't able to seal the deal at that finish line unless the crazy can happen. I mean, I have seen 2 4-goal comebacks in the final minute of play in my casting career. This would be a great time for another one as well. Crack, though, can't get it past Jakaya.
Who were those two formal, if you remember?
I remember the first one because it was Realize in the grand final of like the Asia Pacific kickoff event. That's what it was called. It was like, APL kickoff. And Jakaya is going to put a shot on, saved by Crack on the line. And and I don't even remember who was the players. I just remember Realize scored the 5 goals to come back and win in the final minute because it's Realize, right? Like,
I'm not even surprised. There's no.
Oh
no, Crack, no! I was about to say, Crack, not giving up in this game here. Massive save before, and then a shot on target, but just a little bit too wide. I really thought that was going in.
So did I. The other one, I think it was some European collegiate series that I don't remember because it was like, 5 in the morning or something when I was calling it. AJ off the sidewall looking for EXO, swing and a miss. It will be Jakaya's shot. Doesn't come through. Time's going to tick down. The Godalions, they're going to the Space Jump Summer Major. They have qualified as our 3rd team.
GG's indeed. I think that was a really dominant performance, especially that last game. It was a little bit back and forth. I was expecting this to go to game 5. But they really performed well just then, right when they needed to. That's not to say Shadow isn't Money Gang, though. Very, very proud of these boys. I think they did really well. I think they had a good run, and I'm keen to see where they go next.
Yeah, again, it's going to be a little bit bitter, I think, for them, just because they didn't make it through, and they did. They had their chances in those first 2 games. Like, they had the lead till 0 seconds in game 1. Game 2 as well. They had that line. The avenue was there, but I mean, they're a strong team. I expect it's not going to be the last we see of those Shadow Wizard Money Gang for certain. They are going to be back for sure, but we only have 1 game left, Morgie, and as we can look at our bracket right now, I mean, you can see it's all about Allardice taking on Revolution to join RREBIF, to join Inyanet, and now to join the Godalions, who have qualified for that land. Oh, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I'm keen to see it. I mean, I will stick with my guns and say that, Allardice, they're a strong team, but Revolution have done really, really well, again, in their matches as well. So I can't call it. I think it could be tight.
I think it's going to be very tight. So we're going to take a very quick break. And when we come back, our final series of the closed qualifiers. 1 more left when we return.
Just kill it, I'm vicious, Mr. Determined. Right in the storm, but focus on rainbow connections like Kermit. The water on my shoulders, it was a burden. Now I don't notice it, everything turning, everything shifting, doing it different. I'm floating, I'm drifting. Shout out the slums, round the world we uplifted, doing it big. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise, let them reach the skies. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise, let them reach the skies. We about to change the game.
Right by You is a web tool
An online tool created by young people for young people.
which is designed for young people in mind to have that kind of informed lens of where to go, what to do when a friend is kind of presenting some signs where you're a bit worried about them maybe.
If you think they're going through something right now and you don't know what to do, but even if you yourself are going through something and you're just unsure about who you can talk to, really what you're going through, it's a really useful website that collates a lot of the information from the internet into one secure place where you know it's reliable.
And just about kind of giving people a quick access to quick information and direct information, knowing what they can do in the moment.
So here in WA, suicide is the leading death around young people. And the first point of call for young people is generally their friends. So we hope to provide you with the resources you need to give your friend the correct support.
Laughing in slow motion, cloudy smoke ring, daydream, all the windows open with a sweet high, red wine, and nothing left unspoken when you whisper, I heard you say, Go on in love. Show me your heart. 'Cause you are enough. 'Cause you are an all-star. So go on in love. Go on in love.
One game left. One game left. One spot. And it's either going to Allardice or it's going to Revolution. It's been a pretty great qualifying weekend. So good to get back into Rocket League, Morgie. And while I'm sad we only get one more of these online casts, I'm pretty excited the fact that there's going to be the LAN happening in just 1 weekend's time.
Yeah, definitely missed Rocket League over the break. Glad to be back for this first event, and yeah, I can't wait to at least hear what happens at LAN. I think it's going to be really, really huge. If you haven't bought tickets yet, down below or on the website. But like, you gotta go. You gotta go. This is gonna be huge. You can't miss out on the first LAN of the year. Seriously, you gotta go.
Yeah, and I know, you know, when you talk to players and people all the time, and they're always just like, oh, we need more events, we need more of the scene. Well, this is how you support that scene. This is how you help them grow. Get those tickets, get in there, get into it. But we're about to find out who that fourth team is going to be. Will it be Revolution? Will it be Allardice? If I were to make a prediction, it'd be Allardice. But if also you're listening to my predictions and you put any weight in them, then clearly you just joined us. So thank you so much for coming in and watching along.
No, I have to agree. I have to agree. Going into this, I think this match I was a little bit more comfortable with than like taking a stab at, I guess, than the last one. I would have said Allardice as well. In saying that, Revolution is a strong team. I did say this to 4v4, but I was solo queuing threes yesterday and actually came up against them during the tournament, which was kind of cool. And they're definitely a strong team. I think, you know, they could put up a bit of a fight.
Yeah, I think they definitely could as well. And I mean, we got to see them play before. Let Him Cook in particular, not just a meme of a name, but actually was kind of that driving force when we saw them playing in the close qualifiers the other time, which is great, you know, from the casting point of view. We get to make a lot of funny jokes. But we'll see if that's going to be the case. I just worry that Allardice is kind of that next tier up as a team, if that makes sense. Like if they are going to be that next level stronger. I'm happy to be proven wrong, though. It should be a fun match either way.
I mean, if they're performing well, I think that, you know, we have seen them kind of, you know, what's the word for it? Why can't I can't word right now, but we have seen their skills teeter a little bit. So I think that, you know, if they're playing on point, then I think they dominate the series. If they're not, if someone's playing a little bit off, then there's, you know, Revolution could have a chance.
Yeah, well, we'll see if they're going to be able to piece it together and go at it, as does look like the new lobby is being made, so we're going to have to go ahead and reset ourselves, so a little bit of an apology there, but we should be getting going really shortly. I am kind of like, all right, curious, because this is slightly off topic, because we were in the Wastelands before, and I kind of wonder what happened to Rocket League sci-fi themes. Because if you look at like a lot of the older maps, right, you know, you have like the Wastelands, you have like the Starbase stuff, like it really felt like they were initially going for like this comic sort of spacey feel, and that's been abandoned over the past couple of years.
Yeah, they've definitely come out with some flashier, albeit brighter maps, which I'm not a fan of. Some of the new maps, some of them, they're so blinding that you just can't see what's going on. So I think some of the older maps are a lot better.
Yeah. So here we go, though. One last chance to qualify for this LAN. And I mean, got to put it through here. Do or die. One last best of 5, because only 4 teams will be competing on that stage. Allardice in blue, Revolution in orange. 5 minutes on the clock. Champions Field straight out the gate. Here we go.
This is very telltale of how this match is going to go. But if you're in the chat again, I'll say it again and again. If you're in this chat, you've got to come see these teams play. You got it in your net, like we were talking about before. In your net, where's this team come from? You've got to go to LAN. You got to support these boys and actually watch them. Make sure you get your tickets. This will be really, really good.
Yeah, it will be a absolute blast of an event. Sly now with the shot. It's going straight down the middle. First goal goes to Allardice.
Yeah, beautiful shot from Sly. We've seen these kind of shots out of them before. Just simple, easy shot. Maybe the defenders were potentially a little bit faked there from Xavier. I think he was going for the double. Great positioning from Sly to clean that up.
Yeah, quick shot, quick goal. Happy times, and Xavier will be looking to try to add to it. Sly underneath won't get the chance. The little bubbles will be able to push that one away. As Let Him Cook is going to take another shot straight into Sly. Pretty patient save, looking strong on that defensive front. And now another chance for the real Chazarod. Double touch, not down and in. It comes off that top post.
Super close, super close. We were talking about the best team names before. I have to say my favorite player name of this tournament, Let Him Cook.
Yeah.
I giggled when I first saw that. I was like, this is my favorite player, hands down now.
I love it as well because it's Let Him Cook, and then again, people can't see it, but I don't mind outing him. Has that Charles Leclerc stream profile picture, and like, so not only do you get to make Let Him Cook jokes, but you can make Ferrari jokes. It's a great mix, great player, great theme, great theming coming from a Revolution. Now, whether or not great theming can get you into that next level, time will tell. I mean, they definitely earned their spot here to try and qualify, and still only down by one in it with that chance. But I would like to see a few more shots coming from this team in orange. They're down by a ratio of, well, 6-1.
Sure, and I mean, some great teammates in Little Bubbles, and I haven't been able to pronounce this one either from the get-go. Paul, do you have any idea?
Oh, dude. I mean, we were just calling him. I was just calling him the dude at this stage.
The dude?
He's the dude.
Dude.
He's just the dude. Even though it's Duad, it's not even dude in the name. He's the dude.
He's Duad. This is Kiara Sturus all over again. I swear, these players are trying to make it hard for us.
I am not convinced that that person didn't just like smash their forehead on the keyboard. I'm sure it means something, but it's tough to bring it out. Also, to answer the question in the Twitch chat, who has qualified so far? Yeah, RREBIF. Oh, someone beat me to it. But RREBIF, Godalions, and Inyanet have been the three teams who have qualified so far. This is to determine that last spot, as we're going to see the real Chazarod put a shot into the corner. Xavier will be there to follow it up. Not even challenged to the skies. The dude has to make a save on the line. Second touch as well bounces back to Xavier. Pressure really coming from Allardice over halfway through this game, and still only one shot taken by Revolution.
You know what, I will say, Chazarod usually, or I mean, prior to this tournament, I would have called him a really, really strong player, and I'm not saying that they're not, but I've just seen less out of them in this tournament compared to Xavier and Sly. You know, great setting up goals, but not too many out of themselves.
Oh, but Sly almost gets that clear down the middle. Let Him Cook's going to be the one who rotates back. Xavier from the sidewall, down. Not quite in. Little bubbles, shut down by Chazarod. As we keep working off the backboard, Sly wants a peek in the corner, but won't do too much with it. He says Sly's going to make a challenge. That one also loses out. We're going to see Chazarod backboard. Shot from Sly, not a goal.
And just getting confirmation, pronunciation for anybody curious.
I'm
for
not
anybody
trusting
interested,
Godfire.
is Duad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, above that, right. Okay. I was hearing, like, yeah, pronunciation has been given to us, and I look down and I see Duwood. And I'm just like, I don't know. But, yeah, I see that. Dua. All right, we can do with Dua.
Duad.
I mean, yeah, that could be their actual name. I'm still calling them the Dude. Like, at this stage, it's personal.
Gotta give him a little nickname.
The Dua. I could call him a Dua. Like, that works. The Dua. That sounds cool as well. I'm just putting a the in front of their name. It adds emphasis to it.
Oh, potentially. Oh, no, wait. Hold on. I was going to say Xavier coming in for the goal, but Little Bubble's going to clear this. Chazarod in a perfect position to clear this, to put the ball back, in the offensive half. And going to go for a double. Going to drop back down to the goal. Oh, close.
Yeah, 30 seconds still on the clock. Dua gets that clear straight into Sly. And they're going to go for the dribble across. There's the shot from Chazarod, not quite in. Sly going to take another attempt at it. Wasn't able to get that goal just yet. With 13 seconds remaining, though, the 1-goal differential could be all they need. Ball will go down and in. Chazarod makes it 2-0.
No, the own goal. Hang on, who hit that? Oh, let him cook. No, let him cook.
Oh.
Unfortunate there with the own goal, but I will say, Paul, this is a lot closer than I thought. I know they're up 2-0, but this is a lot closer than I thought this game was going to be. I thought that Allardice was going to come out, guns blazing, but they seem to be taking a more chill path this game.
That is one of the few moments where I wish I actually had a soundboard to do my job. Just to make, because I haven't made my NFL reference yet. All right, we're due for it. And if I had the soundboard, that would have been the moment. Oh, Chazarod going for an own goal right there. Sly will push it to the safety of the corner. So it's going to end 2-0 in favor of Allardice. But, all right. For all of the NFL fans who remember last season's Nickelodeon game and Patrick Starr commentating, that's not what he wanted to cook. That was the only thing that could go into my mind, and I know no one's going to get that, but yeah.
I was going to say, you're going to hate me. I have NFL, not anything I know much about.
I could go into the... It's literally just Patrick Starr saying that's not what he wanted to cook. It was in an NFL. That was a weird game. Nickelodeon, covering actual sports is
odd,
bizarre.
That I can agree with. That is a little bit confusing, I guess.
It was very confusing. Allardice up 2-0. Strong performance. 2 shots from Revolution, 2 points for Allardice. Revolution needs to find ways to get out of their own back half if they're going to get back into this game, because it felt like that entire 5 minutes was just Allardice controlling the ball, not necessarily being too aggressive, but not making any rotational blunders.
Definitely. I think that Revolution, they weren't doing too much wrong just then. It's just that Allardice just seems to be on a complete different level skill-wise coming into this game. I think both teams are solid, both teams are very well-rounded, but Allardice just, really just mechanically stronger, maybe experience stronger. I feel like they're just looking like a better team overall.
Yeah, that they are. Xavier wants to get into the corner, gets the dunk over Little Bubbles. Let him cook, wants to try and chase it up. Ball makes its way to the side. Wow, that was a rough angle from Chazarod. However, Dua not quite in position to punish it this time. Shot was a little bit too tight, and the score remains 0-0.
Yeah, 30 seconds in, not too much going on just yet. Both teams kind of getting a bit of a feel for how to attack, I guess. Xavier coming in with a really good shot just then, letting Cook in a great position to save that though.
Well, Chazarod has a chance as well. Back to Xavier. Swings and misses. Now gets that next touch, but it's going to be cleared down. Dangerous moment. Sly able to get there, but it's the next touch that's always the more dangerous one. Let him cook. Unable to drop it in. Still no goal after the first minute of play, and I mean, even from that last game into this one, it is feeling like this is going to be a lower scoring affair than our past couple series.
Definitely. I mean, we've had some games that total goals in the game scored were, we had 11. Our game 2 last series was, I think we had 11 goals. I think we had a 6-5, I believe. So definitely hit some really high scoring matches, and goes to show we had some really offensive teams, maybe a little bit weaker on defense. But both of these teams seem to have a strong defensive line.
What?
And
What?
I don't know what just happened. Hang on.
Oh, Xavier tried to go for the touch, misses, tries to recover off the backboard, just knocks it in to let him cook, and then the defense, pure panic, everyone just throws themselves at the ball.
In saying that though, Xavier, great recovery coming, he whiffed and then came straight down onto the ball, was able to shift his car in a way that would still be able to get a great touch on that, and just throw the defenders out and confuse them a little bit. I love that.
I mean, I don't know what to do defensively in that position. That ball was practically in the net, and it came from Xavier's second touch. Insane recovery. Not much Lennon Cook could have done to stop it, although they had a chance for redemption there. Unfortunately, the shot goes wide. Still a lot of time left in this one, and the ball has been on the blue side of the pitch longer than at any point in game number 1. Let's see if they can turn it into a point. Lennon Cook has a chance to pass it down out of the corner, but there's no one underneath.
Yeah, Revolution definitely stepping it up a notch this game. We can see them really trying to put the ball, we're really trying to center the ball and actually give their teammates an opportunity to shoot. I think you're right. This ball really is staying down the offensive end for Revolution right now.
There we go. Go Bubbles. Light touch. Can't go too much further with it. Instead, it will be left to Sly, who plays keep way past one. Still two more defenders wanting to fake out the second, and instead just puts it on a tee. Little Bubbles gets the first goal of the series for Revolution.
But Chazarad and Xavier just kind of cut across each other right there. Maybe thought, oh no, I thought maybe Chazarad could have made it to that, but it looked like it would have been Xavier's save. Just turning a little bit too wide and throwing himself in a position where he was unable to get to the ball in time.
And that right there is why you can never get complacent, right? That's what that play looked to me. Sly got a little too comfortable. The defenders behind a little bit too slow in the rotations. Great punish from the Bubbles.
Great punish indeed. Allardice really, maybe they're getting a little bit too relaxed. Kind of need to step it up right now if they want to get through this series quickly. If they want to make it
We'll see. Sly had a chance, but isn't able to put it down and through. Chazarad, though, will middle of the field. They'll continue to play off them.
Potentially another opportunity here.
They're looking. They're hunting. Sly plays keep away through that corner. Xavier. Oh, it's going to take advantage of the overcommit from Let Him Cook. That's a big unforced error, and Xavier drops it down. Defenders bump into each other. Duad gets there, and the ball doesn't roll in this time.
Yeah, they saw Xavier do that once. They said, not again. We're not letting you do this again. But Chazarad coming in clutch with a goal to bring this out of a tie.
Yeah, it was a good little challenge and set up through Sly as well. And defenders a bit too far back to get the good read there. 2-1 lead for Allardice. And now, last time they only needed one. This time they're going to get 3 as they continue to add to the lead.
Now is when they park the bus. Now is when you go push back a little bit on defense. So they've played very offensive, I think, when they've had the opportunity, when they've actually managed to get the ball off Revolution out of their half. But now I think they do need to sit back if they want to keep a hold on this game.
And I think we probably will be seeing a calmer approach from this point, at least for this final minute and 15 or so. The 2-goal cushion, you would hope, would be enough. As Chazarad, whoa, cheeky redirect, Bubbles, nearly own goals, it Let Him Cook. Had the pressure from Sly as well. You know what? I thought they were going to park the bus, Forky. I don't think they're parking anything.
Not even a little bit, hey? I just saw a really, really very early pre-jump from Xavier. trying to get in a good position slowly through the air. But it is working for them. I will eat my words. I think this team needs to play offensively if they want to see goals galore come out.
I mean, they are looking very effective right now in these final 2 minutes here in game number 2. Just connecting on everything, putting point after point after point. And as we hit those final 45 seconds, getting geared up for game number 3, if I'm on Revolution, I'm feeling the pressure. I'm feeling that, that pitter-patter in the chest, knowing that you're going to have to reverse sweep if you're going to qualify top 4 and make it to that main event.
Where was this Allardice team against Inyanet earlier? I feel like they're playing a lot better right now.
Yeah, that they are. As we kind of see a play off that backboard, Xavier is trying to set up a squishy save for Sly, and they make it happen. Talk about a heart-in-your-mouth moment. If only the scoreline was a little bit closer, maybe they would have felt a bit more of the nerves. As the timer will tick down, though, it is going to be a Game 2 victory, more comfortable than the first, going in favor of Allardice.
Definitely, I think they would be feeling very confident right now, very comfortable. But, we've seen in the past, confidence isn't always key in Rocket League. If you get too confident, if you get too complacent, then you can have some games sneak up on you, and then all of a sudden it's game 5. Then all of a sudden you're really fighting for your life. So I hope that they can keep it together and not let it get to their heads.
Yeah, we will see. I feel like, especially for some of these, lesser known teams or less competitive experience teams who haven't been on the RLCS bubble scene grind set, they could be feeling nerves maybe a little bit more, knowing that they are that one game away from the LAN, not having been in similar positions. But I feel like this matchup right now, yes, Revolution was able to put more shots on target, and there were a couple closer moments. There was also, I think, a fair few more mistakes by Revolution on that defensive side, and Allardice, they've gone to this point by playing a patient game and just kind of taking what has been given to them, even if they've had to put a little bit of the squeeze on to force them. So if Allardice continue what they're doing, they should be fine. I think they have the right strategy, the right approach, and they could be going to the LAN in just over 5 minutes' time.
Definitely, and I think Revolution, you know, we saw last game that they were keeping the pressure on a lot more than they were game one. They were keeping the ball in Allardice's half, but still somehow unable to get even the same amount of shots Allardice had on target, let alone goals scored. So it goes to show, it is testament to Allardice's defense. I think this team are really solid on the goal line, despite the amount of shots that, you know, Revolution were actually able to shoot.
We'll see. Let Him Cook has a chance right now. Sets up Dua, and that's going to be the first goal going in favor of Revolution.
Yeah, brilliant setup there. Not giving Dua too much of a challenge. Was just able to be an easy tap in. That was brilliant by Let Him Cook.
Yeah, really smooth, really clean. Nice lead, 1-0. Revolution. See what they can bring back. Little Bubbles gets that first touch. Actually going to be setting up. Let Him Cook from underneath, but not there in time. Ball going all the way back to the orange side, and if you're not careful right now, Revolution, this could be another Allardice extended attack, because here comes that aggression, here comes those quick cuts. It's a gap down the middle, though, and Dua takes advantage.
Chazarad going up for a double right now. Unfortunately, was not able to beat Let Him Cook to the backboard, but that's the kind of shot we've seen Chazarad score, and that's the kind of shot we know he's dangerous with. So brilliant defense from Let Him Cook on the backboard there.
Looked like that was going to be a double reset had there been no defender there. I mean, it was a spooky moment, but that said, ball gets behind Xavier, and this could be a no moment the other way. Revolution looking to set up Little Bubbles, goes up high, drops it down. Real Chazarad wants to stay with it. Ball still gets around them, as eventually Xavier will find that next touch. Has Chazarad underneath. Do they connect? They went for the pinch, don't quite find it. Still, they'll get towards the backboard. Let Him Cook nearly own goals.
Revolution looking a lot stronger this match, and I think it goes to show that, you know, you score a goal early, you're up 1-0, you want to hold on to that lead. They're desperate to not be swept right now, so I think that was really key to them playing a lot stronger in this match, and I hope they can hold on to it.
Chazarad, though, it's looking good off that setup. Xavier is there, Slide with a chance, has to beat Bubbles, who does enough to stay behind. Wins out on the 50. Space being given to Revolution once again as Allardice rotate all the way back.
Interesting challenge from Sly before, given that he was third man and pushed up very far before his teammates were able to rotate back. That could have been really risky, but I think it goes to show that they are a little bit desperate for a goal right now. They want this to be over quickly. They don't want it to go to a game 4 and let Revolution gain any momentum.
Yeah, but at that same token, they got to where they were by playing the patient game, right? They did it by not forcing issues, and pass plays like this, if they connect, are so good. Chazarad shot just a little bit wide.
I love that it wasn't, I mean, it could have been unintentional, but it looked like it was a pass, not a shot, intentionally a pass. And I love that, because that angle, that's a tricky angle. You could go for a really nice shot there, or you could get the easier, high percentage passing play. And I love that in a team where you've got players who aren't necessarily that selfish.
Look, if the shot goes in, it's a shot. If it doesn't, then it's a pass. That's how I see that situation, right? Like, whatever.
That's fair enough.
Whatever absconds me of responsibility. That's what the shot is. Slide, that is a shot, and that's a tie game, 1-1.
The poor defenders trying to read this. Two players up in the air. Slide dropping to the ground quickly enough when he recognized that both of his teammates were up for that shot. Really good positioning, able to clean that up, throwing all 3 defenders off guard.
Just the double commit. Like everyone.
The double. Whole lobby up.
We were in SoCal for a brief moment. Here we go. Chazarad misses Slide now. Looking for the backboard setup. Shot down, and it is in. There's your double touch, and there's your 2-1 lead.
That was beautiful. Sly really stepping up here. I love this. That was such a clean shot. Easy double, very controlled into the top corner. Could not have put that in a better position for the shot.
Don't mean to call players out, but it does feel like Let Him Cook has had a bit of trouble this game in particular making backboard reads. That certainly wasn't making the argument there that it's improved. Either way, post use the center of the ball. Little Bubbles goes to a pass with it. There's the demo, but I think Dua wanted, Little Bubbles maybe to be there for the shot. Let Him Cook there a little bit too late. This is still good pressure coming from Revolution. They're giving themselves their best chance until things fall apart.
Great demo there. Yeah, really good play. It's really good to see Revolution pushing hard into offense. But I think, you know, I don't want to call it too early. I think we're running out of time, and we have a rule one. Oh, Chazarod.
You know what? Shout out though to, who was that? That was Little Bubbles and Xavier sitting in the rule one as Chazarod just outpaces Let Him Cook to get that goal in. 3-1 game. And it's looking like Allardice, they can just hold on for another minute. They're going to be getting them brooms out. They're going to be getting that clean sweep, and they're going to be going to the Space Jump Summer Major.
I gotta ask, Paul. I am a massive fan of the Rule 1 respect. I will say that right now. Do you think that it has to be respected when there is a tournament on the line? There is a land position on the line.
Never forget, I believe it was Eli doing it in a game 5 to qualify for like an RLCS main event. All right.
I feel like in the moment I would be like, yes, I've done the right thing. This is the respectable move, and then I would cry later. I'd be like, what have I done? I just lost my team spot. What have I done?
But that's just it. If you get it through though, then you're the hero who took out their member. I think it's because it's still an even playing field, right? It keeps things on the level. Either way, though, everyone's going to be on an even playing field when they go to land, and there is that one spot left. We're giving it to Allardice. The clock hits 0, and that means we are done in this one. A clean sweep for the Allardice side in blue. The number 2 seed, they get it done.
Rule 0 keeping the ball up as long as they could, despite there not being an opportunity for another goal. But yeah, Allardice, really great play out of them. I think they performed spectacularly, and I think they absolutely deserve this position at land.
Yeah, and with that, we have our 4 teams. The 4 teams who have made it through. 2, of course, in that, well, all 4 in that main event. 2 through the uppers, 2 through the lowers. RREBIF, Inyanet, the Godalions, and Allardice, the 4 that got through. And as we see our bracket right here, kind of see how it got done today. Good results, I'd have to say. Only 1 sweep, no game 5s, a lot of 3-1s, which is a little bit surprising, but it's kind of how it plays out. And as we take a look at our actual matches for said land, I think these are the important ones. You can see we still have our uppers and lowers bracket. RREBIF versus Inyanet. That again, I've been wanting to see Inyanet get challenged, I feel like, all tournament long. They're going to get it in that upper bracket final.
Absolutely. Do I think that they have enough to challenge RREBIF? I don't know. I think, so like I said before, so long as they don't let the confidence go to their head, I think this team is potentially 1 step above everybody else. But Inyanet, we've seen some real shockers out of this team.
That we have. And I mean, you know what? They did get challenged today, and I think they came out on top against Allardice. So I'd be super excited for that one. Also, you know, Allardice versus the Godalions, I think also is going to be a fun match as well. All the finals matches are going to be super intriguing, super fun to watch. So if you haven't done it already, you can check down the links below. I mean, it's going to be super great to see how many people show up, again, support these esports scenes. This is how the community grows. This is how esports stays running. Your support, as well, of course, as the support from the sponsored Allied Gaming, AMD, the City of Perth, Niami National, and Extron. A big thank you to all of the sponsors piecing this together. Thank you, Morgie, obviously, for coming. It was a lot of fun. Again, our first cast of the year, first of many, hopefully.
Thank you. First of many, hopefully, and agreed. Really incredible. Sponsors, if you are in the community and you are keen for Orlando, we all are, and you're in Perth and you have the opportunity to go get tickets.
Yeah, definitely go do it. You'll be able to go see Sakes as well. I know he cast yesterday, so a big shout out to him. I believe he said he was going to be there, so hopefully you'll be able to catch him, as well as Mercury and Dylan, who will be the casters for that live event, you know, keeping everything within Perth. It's going to be a lot of fun. Shout out to the people behind the scenes at Space Jump as well for putting together a spectacular event. Go show them your love, and well, Continue supporting Rocket League in any way, shape, or form. It's been an absolute treat. See you all next week.